Got the tea in me going back to back. What's up, boys? Let some of you guys get up in here. We back on the MX simulators. So I've been trying to mess around with a couple different graphical settings and stuff, trying to make this shit look better on stream. I think I had the graphics a little too high actually, and it made it look a little grainy on that last one, so I've got it turned down a little bit here. We'll see what it does. What's up, my dudeskies? You know, Spencer Turley addicted to live streaming now. Wow, he used to be a YouTuber. That was cool. That was cool, wasn't it? All right. Gonna do a little sandblasting on the good old 17 Southwick. All right. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to sort of listen to music and play the game and talk at the same time and do all that shit all at once. MX Bikes or MX Sim. Oh man. Tell you what, if MX Sim keeps on the bullshit, here in about a year or two, it will be MX Bikes. For sure though, bro. Alright, let's take off. Take off. What's up, boys? Back live streaming again. Out here on some MX Simulator Motocross that I've not played in literally a month. We'll see how good this goes. Been a while since I sat down and played me some MX, dog. Been a little while. Shit. I gotta, hang on just a second. Fuck. I gotta fix something. Hang on. Just like that. Okay. There we go. There we go. What's up, boys? It's funny how I actually feel like I get more of a viewership on... already get more of a viewership on MX Bikes live streams than I do MX Simulator live streams. Kind of funny. The irony in that, right? MX Simulator is just like, I don't know. It's definitely not the hip, like, popping thing to be playing nowadays, you know? Yeah, there's still, you know, quite a few people that play it, obviously, because the gameplay is really good, but it's not like, I guess it's not as popular to people as much as it was, like, you know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Am I doing Freestone tonight? No, fuck all that. I'm assuming you're talking about some like newer 2020 RF track or something. Fuck that. No. I've wasted enough of my time on those bullshit ass basic smooth no character tracks. Pretty much done with that shit, dog. It's just not fun to me. Like straight up. That's really all there is to it. It's just not fun to me. Like, I can go get on literally any of those 2020, you know, RF national tracks. I ride like 6 laps on them, and it's like, what the fuck even is this? And then I just, like, don't even want to play the game anymore. It's insane, dude. Like, you know, I can go back here on these 17s and ride, you know, 50 laps on them, and it's like, damn, this is why I love this game. Damn, like... oh my god, actual pre-made roughness. Oh my god, actual pre-made ruts. Decent traction, like normal traction. And it's like, this is why I love this game. And like, it's such a weird complex, right? Because like I'll get on a 17 and it's like, it makes me want to play the game because it feels like it did back in 17 again when I was really loved the game. So it's like I start getting back into it and then it's like, you know, I'll go ride on one of the new RF tracks, and then it just completely reverts that entire feeling that I was starting to get for the game again. It's just like, fuck, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they basically just created 2 games in one game is what they've done, right? With the whole road shit. It's just made 2 games in one game, so it's kind of bizarre. Because it's like tracks are either made for it or they're not made for it, right? Whereas, like, let's say you took a game like Reflex or whatever that had terrain deformation in it from the jump, right? Every track is kind of the same sort of thing, you know? It's kind of made somewhat around it, made with it in mind, whereas MX Simulator, you literally have 10 years of track content that was not made for a road at all, 100% pre-made, badass, awesome designs, and then now we've been doing this road shit for so long that now we have all these other tracks that have came out over the past 3 years that are made around it, so then it creates this weird-ass, like 2 completely different kind of track designs in the game, you know what I mean? It's like created 2 completely different things. So that's what's weird, you know? It's like split the entire community to me. Yeah, I mean, I still think you should buy MX Simulator. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, fuck, dude. The gameplay is still amazing. Like, straight up, still amazing. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with the gameplay. There ain't nothing wrong with the feeling on the bike. Ain't nothing wrong with any of that. That's probably the saddest part about it. It's still that amazing game that it was. It's just everything else around it, you know? That's what's sad. Damn, we're already through the first cup of tea, boys. We got Become a Dudeski today, boys. What are you waiting on? We got Dudeski Roll in my Discord when you become a member. Got the memberships opened up. I'm still kind of trying to be a little innovative on that, trying to make some cool shit on that, but... Alright, let's actually get on the gas here a little bit. Try to run a lap or 2 here. This is a very interesting game trying to figure out like how to live stream and still look at chat. You basically can't look at chat while you're playing it, like while you're really playing it. So you kind of have to do this like play it for a second and then slow down, look at chat, and then play it again for a second, and then, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Very difficult game to just be like constantly looking at chat on, right? Literally doing a 25 jump into those rollers. Absolutely big hossin', thug, nasty, fatty. I mean, it's just, they can't hang. I'm telling you, dog, they can't. And just think about all those dudes, right? All those dudes thought they were some big hoss in this game, thought they were so badass. So many of them boys been caught doing all that shady little shit. All that shady key sharing, micro hacking, whatever the fuck else. It's just what they've been caught doing, by the way. But just so funny, right? You can't really talk too much about how good you are at a game when you fucking scam and cheat the game. That's not really how that works, Doug. Oh, that's cool. My phone's on low battery. That's fun. What's up, boys? Appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. We're just farting around here on some 17, the best year motocross tracks in this game, you know? How do you hack an MX Simulator? This is what confuses the shit out of me. People have this idea in their head every time I bring up hacking an MX Simulator, and I'm not just saying you, I'm saying a lot of people have this sort of like mindset on it when I first say, you know, hacks in MX Simulator. People are like, what the fuck? Like, there's hacks in MX Simulator? How do they even do that? Like, what? Well, like, it's some big surprise. Like, dog, they're literally hacking a multi-billion-dollar company's game called Warzone constantly, and they cannot get a hold on it. Everybody and their grandmother is hacking Warzone. And you think they can't get hacks in a game from 2007 made by one guy with literally basically zero anti-cheat in the entire game? You really think it's that hard to have a hack on MX Simulator? Dog, it is probably one of the most easiest, like, modern, it's not a modern game, but I mean, like, people are playing it in the modern day, right? It's probably one of the most easiest. If I could just imagine in the scale of what's easy to hack, MX Simulator is up there, dog. Like, you ain't got to be no rocket scientist to hack this shit. You know what I mean? Holy shit, I'm looking at chat while I'm riding. That's really smart. And that's the thing. Like, this is the weird part about it, too, right? So, like, in Warzone, when somebody's running some kind of, you know, aim assist, whatever kind of little hack like that, right? You can pretty much tell. You know what I mean? You can pretty much always tell when somebody's running some kind of hack on Warzone. You just watch them for a little bit of time. They shoot through a wall, and it's like, what the fuck was that? Or they instantly snap on your head, and they do it to like 5 people. You know, you can pretty much tell, right? Whereas MX Simulator, yeah, if you're running some crazy, obvious 30% speed boost hack, yes, you're going to be able to tell. But if you're running like a 5% acceleration boost hack, or like a not like a completely never fall off hack, but a not fall off as much hack, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I call micro hacks, where they're not like super, super obvious, but they're enough to really make a difference. You know, it'll take you from a 40th place dude in a pro race to a first place dude in a pro race. You see what I'm saying? I 100% think that's going on in the game, and it's like, it would be so hard to just tell that somebody's doing that by just looking at it with the naked eye. You know what I mean? It's going to be so hard to tell if somebody's running a 5% speed hack or not, because they're not really going to be able to jump, you know, some crazy different jump with that. It's just going to make you about, you know, 3-4 seconds a lap faster on every track, straight up, like, just by running that. That's the thing. MX Simulator is all about the little, it's all about every little inch, every little place you can find speed. So if you can get 5% more acceleration around the entire track, just imagine the sort of benefit that would give you. So it's got this weird combination of, it's helping you a lot, even though it could be a very, very small hack. It would help you insanity on a game like MX Simulator. Absolutely insanity. So that's what's unfortunate about it. It's, people have such a reason to want to hack, right? There's such an incentive to the fame and the everything you get when you become a fast dude in RF and you win RF pro races. So there's that real reason for people to want to do it. You know, there's a reason for it. And then on top of that, it's not hard to do it. You know what I mean? And there's not really a whole lot of, like, resources in the game that is going to prevent you from doing it. See what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're going in there doing a 25 jump in on some stupid ass shit on a, like all those amateurs did like a year ago, yeah, you're going to get banned. But it's like, that's like the stupid of the stupid hackers on MX Simulator. You know what I mean? Like, they're just asking to get caught. I'm talking about all them dudes that are trying to do it without getting caught. You see what I'm saying? They're actually trying to, you know, they take that hack that Cody Daw or whatever the fuck had out like a year ago, all the amateurs were running, and they just tone it down. They just, instead of it giving you like a 30% speed boost, now it just gives you a 5% speed boost. So now you just can't tell. It just looks like you know, you have a factory, super modified factory bike or some shit, right? It's just going a little bit faster everywhere. Yeah. It's 100% going on in this game. Some of you boys that are thinking like, oh, it's not, Spencer, you're just over worrying or whatever the hell idea you got in your head, you're oblivious, dude. You are oblivious. I don't think it was going on as much like, you know, 3-4 years ago. I really don't. But the community's changed so much in this game over the past 2 or 3 years to the point to where it's just, there's just so much more of that shit. There's so much more of that key sharing, immature, toxic, let's see how we can cheat in this game type mentality. Ooh, if I can get away with hacking or key sharing, my buddies are going to think I'm savage, bro. Yeah, dude. Like, literally, that's how the kids think in this game now. It's sad. It's really sad how it's turned into that. Alright, I'm just, like, cruising right now, so we'll see if I can... run a lap or two here. There's just, I mean, it's like, you know, if you're anywhere from the age of 12 to 16, right? Being an MX Simulator pro dude and winning pro races would literally be like everything in your entire life. You know what I mean? So, if there's a way to get it, they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it goes. Like, there's so much that comes with being that good at MX Simulator. It just gives you such a reason to run bullshit in the game, you know? Let me break my thumbsticks off real quick. Dude, you gotta be kind of hard on the thumbsticks in this game. Like, you really do. Just keep this bitch fifth tapped. Okay, there we go. Dude says, what year is that Cowie? This is actually the 2013 Villapoto replica. Not dyno. It's just the way it looks, right? But that's what it is. Dude says, you enjoy so much, play first person. What about third? What about third? What about third person in that, you know, motocross simulator, Spencer? To me, that's the whole point of playing a simulator. If you didn't want the most realistic experience possible, you didn't want all that, why are you even playing a simulator? That's where the whole third person in a simulator doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I get it. If you want to go in there and look at your whips and, you know, just have fun playing in third person, that's cool. But what I'm specifically talking about is, like, you're going in there playing the shit exclusively in third person, and that's all you ever play, and it's like you're pro racing in third person. That's where it starts to get just a little confusing to me. I know it's a split deal because I know a lot of dudes that race in this game in third person because it gives you a lot of benefits, right? With being able to see around you and all that shit. I'm very shocked that RF still allows third person in the pro racing with first person. Like, in that case, if they were going to allow third person in pro racing, that should just be a separate series, in my opinion. You should have third person pro racing and you should have first person pro racing. So it doesn't, you know, give you that weird ass feeling of like, you feel like you need to run third person, especially on the start, so you can see everybody. But then all the dudes that are trying to actually race it like a real simulator in first person, it's like, fuck, dog. You know? Alright, let me fix my hair. Fix my hair. Yeah, yeah. What's up, boys tuning in? Doing a little MX Simulator live stream here. Let's go on a different track. Let's see. 17. A big ass whip jump on High Point. Holy Toledo. Do a little, I don't know, you guys vote. What do you want me to get on? 2017 outdoor track. Minus the, like, last two, or whatever, that have the little prep shits. All these right here. Right? Give me a little vote. Hangtown, Glen Helen, Thunder Valley, High Point, Muddy Creek, Redbud, Southwick, Millville, Washougal, Unadilla. Give me a little vote in chat. I'll go to whatever. Alright, High Point. First one I see. Let's get it, boys. Gotta get my other cup of tea. Big hot status time. That's the weird part about MX Simulator for me right now. Is, like, I can go in here, act like it's the good old days, right? Get in here and play on these 17 tracks, which what I feel like was the pinnacle of pre-made design creation in the game, right before they started doing a road, right? And it's like, dude, this is what I love. This is the game I love. This is what the game was made for. Like, I don't know. It's just a whole different feeling when you go back to this shit. You know, if they were really able to make actual proper changes to a road in the game and actually update it and actually make it work in the game engine and all that kind of shit, and JLV was really on board with it and all that, and he didn't come in there and literally say he would rather work on something he can actually make progress on, you know, shit like that. If that was the case, it would be a whole different, like, animal, right? It'd be a whole different story. But literally the developer himself is done with the shit. He said all he's going to do is optimize what's there now, and that's it. So a road is what it is now, dog. It really is not going to change that much. It's not going to be some engine-changing, game-changing, a road-changing, crazy improvement to a road. It's just not going to happen. So I look at it in a realistic standpoint of what can really be done, what can't really be done. You know what I mean? That's a big hug jumping over that shit right there. Holy fuck. That's a little bit of a huck there too. Damn, been a while since I rode on this shit. Let me see, I didn't carry a lot of fucking speed right here. Got this jump. Whoops. Need to jump that a little further. A lot of roughness down this hill. Whoa, we're hitting her a little hard, boys. We're big hossing. We're kind of big hossing. Got this shit right here, a little triple. Right? That's the way I've been looking at a road this whole time. I look at it in, like, gameplay integration sense. You know what I mean? What's up, Eastern? Yeah, if you're reading this, it's too late, dog. If you're watching this live stream, it's way, way, way too late, dog. See, we're not just talking about doing it anymore. We're doing it now, brother. Doing it now. Now, I've been talking about this live streaming shit. Now I'm doing it every day. Finally, that point where I'm just doing shit. Instead of talking about it, I'm just doing it. Getting in that dangerous mode now, boys. This is that nasty flow now, boys. Better watch out. Once you kind of, you know, you make YouTube and shit your main priority and you're not really doing any other kind of job, kind of backs you up to the corner a little bit, you start making things happen, right? I like being backed up in the corner with things in life because it forces you to do it. You just got to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, you know what I mean? Instead of putting it off or acting like you can't do it or, fuck, that would be too difficult to do that, you just start doing the shit, and then it, you know, everything happens like you want it to. So, we're working at it, dog. I'm noticing my subscriber count on my YouTube channel going up since the live streams, like, literally double or triple than what it was before. So that's definitely popping off on that. Obviously making way more actual money from the memberships and super chats and stuff like that. And I'm still making money off the AdSense of the live stream itself. You know, so it's basically like I'm making a video, but then getting extra everything off of it. Just makes way more sense for me to be live streaming right now than it does. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that. You know, you can kind of make more of a living at this shit, like, at the early stages with live streaming, right? Because the donations and super chats, memberships, like subscriptions on Twitch, all that type of shit, right? Huck daddy fatty, that's kind of, you know, you can make a lot more doing this sort of you know, this sort of monetary, you know, business model doing the whole live streaming thing than you can just making videos and relying 100% off of just straight AdSense. You got to be getting big hoss views to do that. I'm talking big hoss views. Yeah, I'm still, you know, I've got a shitload of videos on my channel, like throughout my whole channel, so I'm still making some off of that every day just from all the old videos and stuff, but, you know, and I enjoy the live streaming, right? It ain't about the fucking, like, just the extra money and shit. I love this shit, dog. I like live streaming better than I do making YouTube videos. Now, that sounds crazy, but... like, live streaming's really... you know, I make my YouTube videos with no script. I don't go in there. I don't do a whole lot of editing. I don't... you guys know how I'm fucking, like, right off the top of the head. So, like, I was born to live stream, dog. I was made for this shit. Like, you know what I mean? This feels like a natural thing to me. This doesn't feel like, oh, shit, live streaming's kind of weird. What is this? Like, I'm not used to this. Dog, this is, like, what I want to be doing, you know? Love this shit. And then, you know, you get there's just like literally like 10 different ways you can make money nowadays doing YouTube and live streaming and, you know, all different kinds of stuff. There's so many different ways. Like, it is the wave now, dog. People think it's like so impossible to make money doing this shit. No, it's not. I'm not saying I haven't put in the work to get here, because I have. Like, I didn't get any big shout outs when I was, you know, smaller YouTube channel. I'm talking literally grew that shit from nothing, bro. Nothing. Like, no shout out, 0 subscriber. Went in there and started making custom tracks on MX Simulator and just, you know, like, hoping to God, like, people would see it, right? And then it just slowly grew from there. And then I was one of the first dudes that really started doing the MX Simulator track review shit. I was kind of right on the first, like, cusp of that. I know there's a couple other dudes doing it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we all kind of started doing it, like, right there at the... right after a lot of them Reflex boys was doing the track reviews, and, you know, I was kind of on that beginning wave of MX Simulator track reviews and making custom track videos and all that type of shit. So I feel like that really sort of, like, allowed my channel to break through a little bit into the public eye, and that really helped me out a lot. But I didn't get any sort of shout outs or any, you know, like, I didn't do any, like, paid advertisement, like, let me come over and pay this shit to, like, get, you know, 100,000 views on my channel or whatever. So it was strictly growing it from nothing, just hard work, making videos, hoping that YouTube, you know, puts my shit out there, and that's what it was. So don't think for a second I haven't worked for it, dog. I got like 1,400 videos on my channel, 1,300 videos. So, you know, yes, I say it's like, yeah, you can start making money and it's like the wave and all that, but... and a lot of people on YouTube and Twitch and shit, they almost get like a false rise to the top, or a false, like, claim to fame, or what, you know, whatever you want to call it. Some 300,000 sub YouTube channel gives some 1,000 sub YouTube channel a shout out, and then all of a sudden that 1,000 sub YouTube channel has 50,000 subs in a day for literally doing nothing. You know, there's a lot of that kind of fake growing their way to the top type shit. And that's cool and all. You know, you can do that, and you can probably get, like, some views on some videos, but it doesn't mean you can sustain a fan base. That's the whole, like, key to it. I'm giving you guys way too many tips out here, but that's the whole key to it, right? It's not just about how many subs you got, how many views you're getting, all that type of shit. It's how much can you really sustain the shit? How much is your content really different than all these other dudes? Like, are you really being a personality? Are you really being something different? Are you really being something people can remember? Like, that's where all the what's up, my dudes, tea sipping, Galaxy Boy vibing, that's part of that, right? You remember shit like that. So some of these dudes that don't even have, like, a theme, they don't even have, like, a, you know, interesting intro or literally anything, like, you're just not going to remember them. They can have all the subs in the world. It don't mean they're going to have longevity and all that type of shit, right? So there's kind of 2, like, levels to that, but... all right, good place to stop. The dude says, Spencer, race the MXS lobby Loretta's quali today. I heard if it's the same track I'm thinking of, which I haven't even looked at any of those like newer Loretta lands in the game. I don't know. I know, dude was supposed to like, do the race, and then he ended up like quitting, and so they're like not going to be doing the same race now. I don't know, a bunch of fucking RF whatever politic bullshit going on as per usual. I don't even know what's going on with that, but that kind of, I've never really been big on the racing like little side races and side series stuff. It's just, I don't know. For the longest time, like a lot of those races didn't even have enough people to even race in them, right? And plus, a lot of times it's not, if you thought the key sharing and the micro hacks and whatever was bad in RF, just go in there and race a little side series where everybody and their grandmother is allowed to race it, right? So, and I'm not just talking about Loretta specifically, but there's a lot of side races in MX Simulator, a lot of little whatever. Like, I've raced a few in the past, but, when RF was actually professional and legit and all that shit, it got to the point where, like, back in 15, 16, 17, it was like, dude, that's all I want to race in is RF, period. Just because of how professional it felt back then. Now it's like all the shit feels like some third-party side series bullshit. You know what I mean? All of it kind of feels like that now. So why do you think I'm not racing in anything, brother? Kind of what it is. And it ain't got nothing to do with me and RF having tension or whatever the fuck, me and RF having a history and all that. Hell, it's not even the same dudes in RF anymore, you know what I mean? If you thought it was like, I ain't racing because it's Checkers still running RF or whatever the fuck, hell, it ain't even the same dudes that I had an issue with beforehand, right? It's like a whole new set of dudes in there. But if they were being legit, making good tracks, making good decisions, actually permabanning people to get caught key sharing the first time, instead of, allowing them to go back in there, all that shit. If they were doing all that, then I would be racing, but they're not. So it's not like I'm just not racing just because, me and RF are like going at it or whatever the hell. It's not like that. It's just not racing because it doesn't feel legit to me anymore. It doesn't feel like winning it really means anything anymore because of all of the unprofessional. It just feels like a joke now to me compared to what it used to feel like. And they've kind of put that on their self in a way. And it's just sad. It's sad. But if you've been around the game long enough, you will know, and you actually race legit, you don't cheat, hack, scam a paid pro series, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. See, a lot of people try to disagree or try to defend all these dudes that's been caught keyshare or whatever. The only way you could ever defend that sort of bullshit, like cheating in the pro racing, is if you've done it yourself. That's the only way, right? So it's kind of like this dude over here is like cheating and key sharing, so then he's got to defend his other boy that's key sharing and shit. So then they kind of create this whole little cult, this whole little group of people that are okay with cheating in a paid pro series on MX Simulator, right? So then you get a whole group of those dudes, right? But if you've been around long enough and you've never cheated, you've never done any of that shit, you will know what I'm talking about. This shit is going rampant in the game right now. It is all over the place. Everybody and their grandmother is doing some bullshit in the pro racing of this game right now. It's insane. Yeah, there's a few dudes still left that are out there racing legit. I'm not saying there's not, but oh my word. It's every week now they're catching somebody else key sharing. Every single week. That's just who they're catching. That's just who they're catching. Think about all the ones they're not catching. Think about all the dudes that's won RF championships, RF main events over the past 2-3 years that have been running some kind of micro hack or key sharing or doing something like that. Totally fucked up the history books. They've opened up the floodgates, I'm afraid, and I don't think they can recover. I don't think they can ever. They weren't sturdy enough on Rush Chapman when he first got caught key sharing. They didn't make a good enough example out of him. So now everybody's key sharing. Nobody gives a shit about anything. Now that's why it feels like a joke now, right? Now everybody's doing it. What, you get banned for a year and the 1 in a million chance you actually get caught doing it? Oh no, I might get banned for a year. Oh shit. Like nobody even cares anymore, you know what I mean? It's just they weren't strict enough on their rules of all that kind of, you know, key sharing shit. I don't know, man. It's kind of turned into a little bit of a, not just a little bit, it's a big problem in the game now. And it's like, you know, listen, if there's a guy that legitimately just goes in there, key shares in one race, and they happen to catch him and, you know, oh, yeah, like they would catch him his first time key sharing. Oh, yeah. You know, if that, you know, was actually ever the case, which it's not, but I'm just saying, let's just say that's all one dude ever did was went in there and key shared in one race. Is it really that big of a deal? Not really, okay? But the thing you gotta see the bigger picture here, right? It's like, if they'll go to the extent to key share, have somebody else ride for them or ride for somebody else in a paid pro series with paid prizes, prize money on the line, paid prizes on the line, you're literally a fraud. You're literally stealing from people. If you'll go to that extent to do that, you don't give a shit about the game to the point to where you'll do that kind of stuff. It just goes to show you what kind of person you are, right? It goes to show you this person doesn't give two shits. They'll do anything. I promise, if you will key share in an RF pro paid race, you will run a micro hack in an RF race. I promise you will. What? So you just think, oh, no, we're just going to cheat to the extent of key sharing, but we wouldn't cheat to the extent of running a hack. No, we'll just cheat, you know, a little bit. We're not going to cheat, you know, to that level. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right. See what I'm saying? It goes to show you what kind of person they are. That's why you have to perma-ban when they get caught key sharing the first time, because if you ever let them back in, it's going to be nothing but trouble from that point on from that person. That's just all there is to it, right? It's not like they just learn their lesson and, okay, I won't do that again. No. What it is you just opened up the floodgates now to all the people that would have been like, ooh, damn, you literally get fully perma-banned just the first time you get caught key sharing? Whew, maybe I shouldn't do that, right? Now, you've just opened up the floodgates. Now everybody and their grandmother and a half's doing it. This dude in 250 class riding for the dude in 450 class, dude in 450 class riding for the dude in the 250 class. Pros are riding for amateurs. It's insane, dog. Insane. Yeah, YouTube doesn't tell you I go live. Yeah, you know, you literally have to be like fully notification belled on my channel, or YouTube is just not going to send you all the notifications. It's weird. I don't know why they have that kind of system to their game now, or to their website now, but that's the way it is. Now they've got like multiple layers of notification bell on YouTube. What the fuck is that? Like, really? It used to be where just hitting the subscribe button meant like, hey, I want this person's content. That's why I'm hitting the subscribe button. So send me their notifications, right? And now it's literally you got to hit the subscribe button, which basically does nothing. Then you got to go in there and pick not just the like some notifications button. You got to go in there and hit all notifications if you actually want proper notifications. It's insane what you have to do on YouTube if you really want to get somebody's all their videos and all their live stream notifications, everything. You got to jump through hoops and a half to even fucking turn the shit on. Like, it's crazy. And I feel like that's what's hurt a lot of people's views on YouTube over the past like 2 or 3 years when they've implemented a lot of those changes and updates and stuff. It's definitely changed how like the viewership and stuff, you know, works. Now it's all like off of recommended pages. So then in that case, it's like, now you're just hoping and praying that YouTube wants to put your shit on the recommended pages. Now you're having to 100% rely off of YouTube's algorithm, which we know is fan-tiddly-astic, right? So now it's more based off of that than it is actual people's subscriptions, always getting notified, always coming back to your channel. You see what I'm saying? Like, I look at it like, if you don't want somebody's notification for their channel or for their videos, why are you subscribed to them? That don't even make sense. Why is there like a second level option to, get some of their notifications or not all of their notifications? It's just so stupid to me. Like, yeah, if you're subscribed, that's the whole point. So what that's created then is it's kind of created this system of your subscriber number doesn't even really mean anything anymore. It's how many of your subscribers actually have the full notification bell turned on. That's what means something, right? Which is always like whatever, like 20% of your overall subscriber base has that full notifications turned on. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so this is an interesting chat reply right here from this guy. He says, "Can't agree with the statement that if someone key shares, let me read this here." He says, "Can't agree with the statement that if someone key shares is also going to be okay using hacks. It's like saying since you are okay stealing, then you must be okay with killing people too. That's really not." Okay, let me explain this shit, right? So there's this mentality of like, and that's my whole point, okay, that you're not understanding, all right? When you run micro hacks in MX Simulator, you can't even tell by the naked eye. It's not like some aimbot on Call of Duty where everybody and their grandmother can tell that they're running a hack. It's not like that. So my point being is if you're never going to catch people running micro hacks on MX Simulator just from looking at them riding. You're literally not. You're just not. So when they do go to the extent to key share or whatever, it kind of goes down that road of if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck, right? Because you're never going to catch these dudes that are actually running micro hacks. You're just not, unless they fully admit to it or the hacker himself comes out and says it or whatever. You're not going to catch them by the naked eye, right? So, yeah, you can somewhat make the argument, I suppose, that hacking is a little bit worse than key sharing, but when you look at it this way, like in Rush's situation, for instance, right? There was a race, he was like top 5 in points in that outdoor series. There was a race he could not show up to at all, literally at all. He was some real life race, he was at some real life race, he couldn't race at it. At least that was the story, right? So he has Jesse Mullins ride for him in that race. Dude gets like a 5th in the race. Meanwhile, if Rush wasn't key sharing, he literally would have gotten did not even start, okay, would have went totally back in the points, but since he key shared, that literally kept him in the points. Totally changed what would have been the outcome of that outdoor series. You tell me how that's not as bad as hacking. You tell me. Like, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Depending on how you key share and how frequently you key share can 100% be as bad as running some kind of speed hack in the game or whatever. It 100% can be that bad. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's if they will go to the extent to key share in a pro race, making the comparison of like stealing and killing somebody, I wouldn't really say that's the same difference as key sharing and hacking in a pro paid series in a esports video game. That's kind of a bizarre like comparison, right? It really just comes down to the point of if you're going to cheat in a paid pro racing series where there's paid prizes on the line, if you're going to cheat in any kind of way like that, then you would do anything. Like, that's so stupid to me to think, oh, well, I'll key share. I'll not even be able to show up to one of the races, have my buddy race for me, but nah, I wouldn't run a hack. Nah. Dude, like, come on now. Come on now. And how much more can you prove than Rush getting caught key sharing and then literally can't even make it through the next series that they let him back in 2020 Supercross? He can't even make it through the next series before they have to ban him again. It's like, hello? So that's what it is, right? No, everybody that key shares is not hacking, right? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you're not even going to be able to see the people that are running micro hacks. It's not like you're going to be able to, okay, now we can see that Billy Bob Joe is running a micro hack, okay, and like you can separate it out. You can't do that. The only thing you're ever really going to catch is key sharing. So that's kind of the way it is, man. Like, if you have the mentality of, and that's the whole thing, that's the whole separation, okay? You have cheating on the track, gameplay-wise, which is like cutting the track, you know, whatever on the actual track itself. That's one kind of cheating, okay? Then you have this whole other realm, which is outside sources of cheating, not the actual gameplay cheating, not, you know, what you're doing on the track. It's a whole nother outside thing, and that's where key sharing, hacking, all that kind of stuff falls into play. That's a whole nother, that's where the separation is, right? You're trying to make the separation between key sharing and hacking, and in reality, the separation is cutting the track, you know, doing like cheating in that kind of sense on the track, and then key sharing and hacking and all that. That is really where the separation is, right? Like, yeah, if you cut the track in the last corner, did you technically cheat? Yes. But that is nothing like doing outside of the gameplay, what you're doing on the bike kind of systems. That is nothing like cheating to the extent of key sharing and hacking. You see what I'm saying? But that's my exact point, though, right? Once you've been caught key sharing the first time, you've at least done it 10 other times without getting caught. At least. You really think every time RF catches somebody key sharing, that was just their first time doing it, huh? You really think that? It's not, dog. If you finally get to that point where you're getting caught key sharing, you've done this shit and gotten away with it at least 10 times or more in pro racing. So you think of all the times that Rush or who are these other key sharers have gotten these false results or whatever. Of course, they're not going to admit to it, obviously, but you think about all the false results, all the false wins, whatever the case may be, that they could have gotten key sharing all those times, and I promise you, you will come to the understanding that is just as bad as running a hack in the shit. It is just as bad. It really is. Like, I mean, yeah, hacking, you're literally like totally changing what you're doing on the track, but if you're doing it to an obvious level, you're just going to get black flag banned right there on the spot. So nobody's really running a hack and getting away with it to a crazy hack, right? It's going to be some micro 5% acceleration boost, some kind of shit like that, you know? So in that sense, yes, key sharing and micro hacks are basically the same level of offense. It's basically the same thing because it just goes to show you the mindset, dog. Like, that's the bubble that you break through, okay? Like, all these dudes that have cut the track or whatever, backed up on the starting line, you know, there's so many things you can do on the track. That type of shit should never be a permanent ban. That type of shit is a totally different animal than having somebody actually ride for you in an entire race that you couldn't even show up to. That is totally different. Or running some kind of hack that's totally changing the bike. Those kind of things are completely different than on-track cheating, you know, elements. It's a totally different thing. And so, now that RF has looked at key sharing as not as bad as hacking or whatever, and they only give you a year ban, now you get all these dudes like Rush Chapman that come back in a year later, can't even make it through the next series, all the other bullshit he's done, they have to ban him again, and he's still doing it. We get to the outdoor series, and he's still fucking up the game, still doing bullshit. You see why I'm saying you have to permaban people from the start with key sharing, or they will just continue. They just continue and continue. See what I'm saying? The problem, I think, with key sharing in general on MX Simulator is how easy it is to do it. Like, JLV does not have any system in the game that is even remotely like locking your UID to your PC in any kind of way. Literally, you just give anybody across the countryside your information and boom, they can look like they're you in the game. Just like that. Just like that. There is no sort of anti-key sharing, anti-cheat, anti-hacking. There's just none of it in the game. There's none of it. Yeah, I agree with you on the side of, if you're not racing LAN, everybody's sitting there in an actual real-life tournament, yeah, you're going to have some of that, right? But my point is, with MX Simulator, this shit is running rampant. Like, fucking 50% of the population of the pro racing in the game is key sharing. I guarantee it is. That's my point. It's not just a few people are key sharing. No. It is not like that, brother. It's a lot. I think it's a lot more than a lot of people realize. That's my whole thing with it. And that's the thing, all it takes is this, let's just say this dude's like a 20th place RF 450 guy or whatever, right? And he can go pay some top 5 pro dude $20 to race for him in a race and get an RF win or whatever. Well, now that dude that won that race is going to be looked at as a god amongst men. He's going to be looked at as, oh my God, he won his first RF race. Look at this guy go. He's so amazing. You see how it starts to fuck up the history books? It starts to jack up what it even means to win anymore and all that type shit. You see what I'm saying? It's such a bad problem in this game. Such a bad problem. All right, so this is another message right here. So you think he wouldn't have rode for Mitchell if he got banned instantly? Okay, so this is my whole point with the thing right here. How they messed up by not making an example out of Rush, banning him right from the start. The whole point is, now people aren't even scared to do it. It's like, okay, you get banned for a year. They had the opportunity to strike at least a little bit of fear into these kids thinking they can just get away with key sharing whenever, however, whatever. They had the chance to at least, somewhat make you a little bit worried about doing it. Now people aren't even in the slightest worried about doing it at all. So that's what I'm saying. They missed their boat. They missed their opportunity in, actually really putting the ban hammer down when it should have been. Am I saying that would have prevented, all of the shit, Rush Chapman's just off the hinges now. He's kind of just, doing everything he can now. He's giving absolutely no shits, like, because he realizes it's all over. He realizes RF's never going to let him back in at this point, so he's just going, doing whatever, But the deal is, think about all those Supercross races, Rush was a part of. We don't know which ones he was key sharing in and wasn't key sharing in, and if it was really Rush, if it wasn't. So then you've just fucked up even more of the history books because you didn't ban him right from the start, right? No, I'm not saying it's just going to totally stop somebody, banning them from the start. Yeah, they can still go in there and try to terrorize the shit, but it's like, all I'm saying is it's better to permaban people for the shit right from the start than not. Period. It's better in every way to do that. They call it an indefinite ban when you get caught key sharing, so it's like they're trying to make it seem like it's a really hardcore ban, it's a big offense, whatever. In reality, it's just a year ban. It's just a year ban. That's all it is. Like, that's nothing. That is nothing. So, that's my point. You know, if they would have totally banned Rush at the beginning, which would have meant he would have been banned all the way back in, 18 outdoors, and never, ever let back in again, I don't even think he would have still been hanging around at this point. I think the reason why he's caught key sharing now in 2020 outdoors and doing all this bullshit is because they let him back in. And he raced some of the 2020 Supercross races. And they banned him again, so he's still like in and amongst the shit, right? He's still got some animosity to RF for banning him again. So he's trying to show out. He's trying to get his little 5 minutes of fame, right? I do believe if they would have just perma-banned him from the start way back in 18, he wouldn't have still been on his bullshit all the way in 2020. He wouldn't have been. It'd have been like, who even is that kid? Like, nobody cares. Nobody, you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think they messed up big time with that. But that's the biggest problem, though, is it's just like anybody can go do that. And I don't know. It is just killing the entire feeling of the game now, in my opinion. It's just like, Red Bud. It's making RF look like a joke. It's making the whole game look like a joke. Isn't it funny? Literally, Rush Chapman is like basically overpowering RF. They can't control it. They literally can't. He's been banned 25 times, over-exaggerating, obviously, and he's still fucking up RF races. They can't control the shit. It's out of control. That's my whole point. Because they weren't sturdy enough at the start. They could have solved so many of their issues. And I think back, the irony on this. All those RF officials that were wanting to let Rush back in, they didn't want to, ban him when I told them to before the 2020 season. Like, do not let this kid back in. He's just going to do some more stupid shit. Look at how stupid those people look now for thinking they were wanting to let Rush back in. Think about how stupid. It's just like, bro. Again, you can tell a lot somebody's mindset just by what they do, their actions, what they do. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's not hard to see the shit. It's not hard to see who will do these things and who's not going to do these things. It's really not that hard. So now RF's in the predicament, in the situation of everybody and their grandmother is key sharing right under their noses. They don't even have enough manpower to control the shit and really, hell, if they really wanted to, break down and actually start permabanning every single person that's ever been caught key sharing, literally half of the dudes that are pro racing now would get banned. They can't even do it. Or no one would even be racing. That's how insane this shit is. Like, oh, man. That's what I mean by the whole thing is turning into a joke. The whole thing is, bro. Why in the hell would you pay money to race in that shit nowadays? Why in the hell? Don't even make sense, dog. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Matt X, and I'm glad you're actually having a civil conversation with me and not, freaking out like some people. Yeah, if you have a civil conversation with me, I'll have a conversation back with you, but a lot of people are in here just to stir up my stream, so that's where the bans come from. I had a dude in the last stream say, oh, you're just banning everybody that has a differing opinion. Well, am I banning Matt X here? No, I'm not, because he's actually trying to talk to me. It's not just like talking to a wall. So, yeah, taking examples from MLG, like other esports shit, and use IP addresses and stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you get in these big esports events for Call of Duty or all these other games, those dudes are in person. Those dudes are like, you couldn't have somebody else playing for you. They're sitting there playing on the computer themselves in person, with money prizes on the line and everything else. But with MX Simulator, there is no in-person. right? So yeah, I mean, and that kind of gets put on JLV at that point of he's kind of, the game is set up for disaster in that sense of that there is really no, IP address attachment to your UID, or you see what I'm saying? Yes, JLV can go in there and look at the backlogs of the actual game, and he can tell when somebody is key sharing, but he's just not monitoring the shit to the point, to really be catching everybody in every single RF race. He's not monitoring it to that point, right? That's what I mean by how there's just not enough there's not enough resources and manpower and people in RF to even remotely think about actually getting the shit under control. Or actually, I mean, it's just, there's just no way, right? RF would have to be 24/7 looking into situations and who's doing what and how, literally 24/7 if they actually wanted to get the shit under control. And there's just not enough people to do that. Right? So it's unfortunate. And I don't think JLV is ever going to put in some sort of more, harder to key share type IP connected to your UID sort of situation. I don't think he's ever going to do that. So you're going to have this issue forever, hence going back to my original point of why you have to perma-ban people from the very start. They get caught key sharing. I'm surprised that's even not like just the way the rules are. I'm so shocked that it's not like that. I really am. But I will say this, though. Like I said in some of those videos before, even if RF lets you back in, you're still known as that guy forever and always. That point forward, you can never be trusted again. All your results that you've gotten in the past no longer matter. It's like, nothing you've ever done in the game up to that point can then be trusted once you get caught key sharing just one time. All it takes is one time. Of course, we now know Rush has done this multiple times. He's like a key sharing professional out here. It's insane. But, literally. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why I don't understand it from Rush's side, because that's all it's really done at the end of the day is just killed whatever sort of races he might have raced legit or whatever. It's just killed all credibility. That's all it's done. You know what I mean? So it's sad to see, though. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I don't even know how to say your name, but yeah, we could sit here and rant on RF till the end of time, but, and that's just, the thing is, though, is that is what's killing the game right now. That is why you see all these people going to MX bikes and, MX simulators over party, all that type of shit. That's why, this is why. It's because of shit like this. So, all right, let's kind of regroup here a little bit. But, I mean, dog, I'm just cruising on these motocross tracks. Fuck else am I going to talk about other than T and RF? You know what I mean? All right, let me take a fat piss. BRB, brothers. What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, is EMF even still going? Like, I don't know. I know that EMF and RF had like a run-in, like, at the beginning of the year, fucking sometime, and it didn't, like, turn out very pretty. Like, yeah, piss stream 2020, dog. Alright. Let me get these planers mixed nuts down real quick. Let me get this little stream snack down real quick. Dude, Planers Deluxe Mixed Nuts. If you're ever live streaming, that's what you need, Doug. EMF has been solid from the jump. Let me just say that. When you want to go down the road of who's actually professional, who actually keeps it legit, who EMF has always been that way. Other than 2018, which was actually RF still, but they called it EMF, but it was actually RF. EMF North American, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about. When EMF was EMF, right? All right, so this one dude put something in chat saying, talk about your time spent on MX Sim, when you started, what you learned, what impressed you the most from this sim, what were your milestones, just some positive memories. All right. So, time spent on sim. 10,000 plus hours. Okay. Literally, I played this game at least, well, I played a shitload of Reflex, so I don't know. I still think I played more sim than I did Reflex, but oh my God, they're close. I couldn't even, it gets to a point where you just don't even know how long you play. I mean, there is so many nights back in like 14, 15, 16, where I swear to God, it was like 8 hours straight playing the shit all day. Literally was getting real life motocross calluses on my hands from playing MX. This shit sounds so crazy, me even saying this shit now. I couldn't even like dream of playing it that much now. But I'm telling you, there was a time where I played this shit that much, dog. Just like unimaginable amounts. In the whole time, it was like racing hard, legit. It wasn't just goofing off, right? It was fucking trying in the game, racing hard, online servers, 03 every single night, race after race after race, back to back to back to back to back, right? It was like focusing, really playing the fucking game. You know what I mean? So that was that. What I learned, what impressed me the most about this simulator, well, what impressed me the most? Basically just coming to the realization that this was literally like real life motocross in a virtual world to me back in 2000, into 2014, right? When I first started getting to where I could really like double in on supercross tracks and all that, it was like, holy shit, dog, this game, I don't know, it just captured me, dude. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, as much as a game could ever, you know, captivate or whatever you want to call it, that's what MX Simulator did for me. It was like that next level to Reflex that I never knew actually existed, right? So, that's what was really cool, because at the time, I'd been playing Reflex like hardcore. I was literally like, could have been Reflex Pro level dude back in fucking 11, 12, 13, you know. And then I was looking for that next step. I was like, fuck, dude, I got reflex maxed out, literally maxed out. Play that game every single night for like 5-6 hours a night for like 5 years straight. Shit was insane. But, so then it was like, okay, I got to find that next level. What is it? And oh my God, I found it. I found it, bro. Could not have been a better, like, feeling on the bike. I mean, it was crazy when I first got into this game. Throw a couple little whips here, boys. Haven't really been throwing very many in these live streams. I get too into a conversation, and then I'm, like, not focusing. Once I focus here a little bit, you can see I can start to get this shit going. There's such a big difference, like, in being 100% focused on MX Simulator and being, like, 80% focused. It's going to make you look like you're going, you know, twice as fast just being 100% focused instead of 80% focused. Shit's insane. And when I'm live streaming, I'm just in there, like, talking. Obviously, I'm not going full speed, right? I'm just, like, chilling. Oh, we overjumped that, brothers. Holy shit. All right, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second here, boys. In just a second here, boys. All right. All right. But yeah, I mean, I had so much fun in this game, like, man. Let me just say this. There will never, ever be another game that did for me what MX Simulator did. Never, ever, ever. And that's what makes it all the more heartbreaking when you get, you know, a lot of these dudes in the community wanting to cheat their way through the game, and it just sucks. It sucks. It sucks that people can't just do the right thing. You know what I mean? It sucks that people can't just... It is a weird new age. That's all I'm going to say. This whole, like, and I get trolling. I get having a good time, right? I get you were young one day. I get all that, all right? I was young too one day, right? If I can prank call people, that's the way it is. I get it, okay? But you got to understand, this is not putting cheats in single player on Grand Theft Auto, or, like, let me run my little, you know, whatever little aimbot in Modern Warfare 2, you know, some sort of random online Modern Warfare 2 lobby. This is a whole different level of bullshittery, all right? When you get to the point where you're starting to do that in a paid pro esports series of a game like a simulator, you're like on a whole nother level at that point. This is not just some, ha, you're trolling, you're so cool, look at you, your buddies think you're so cool. This is like a whole nother thing now, dog. You know, it's kind of been taken to a whole nother level at this point, I feel. And that's what sucks. It just sucks that it's like... Let me get this shit going here. Hang on just a second. Skip that shit. Alright, hang on just a second here, boys. Okay. Got that loaded up. But it just, oh, man. Some people, it's like they don't even understand what they're doing. Obviously, these people key sharing, hacking, all this shit, apparently do not give two shits about the game, because all they're doing is killing the game. I mean, that literally, at the end of the day, is all they're really doing. Like, all them dudes that's been caught key sharing, hacking, when MX Simulator finally does really burn all the way into the ground, you can thank those people, because they will be some of the biggest contributing factors to why this whole thing dies completely out. Those are the people you can thank for that. Right? But it's so funny how they twist that around to act like I'm the bad guy for the community. Oh, Spencer, you know, that guy that's never ever protested anybody in a pro race ever, never been caught key sharing, hacking, doing anything ever, never made literally 70 plus full-blown custom tracks, free custom tracks just for the community. Okay, but no, Spencer's such a bad guy for the community. He's so terrible. Oh, Rush, oh, yay, he's so good. Let Rush back in. Oh, yeah. It's just, dog, oh my God. Some of these people don't even know what the hell they're really saying. They don't even know. Like, It's a sad world. That's what happens when you build ties and this guy gets buddy-buddy with that guy, and it's just the way it goes, right? You know, they got to put somebody in the crosshairs, because I've been calling out all this bullshit for 4 years now, right? So they got to put somebody in the crosshairs. They got to shit on somebody. They got to hate on somebody, right? I don't see a whole lot of other people coming out here exposing all this shit, saying all this shit. So it's just to be expected, dog. And I can take the shit. Deal with this every day, right? I've been in the game long enough now. I know how the shit is, right? Like, trust me, I know myself, all right? I know, like, But I think it's a whole different time now of, like 6ix9ine trolling. It's like this whole nother wave of kids nowadays. I feel like they care more about how they can scam a game, how they control something or whatever, than actually caring about earning it legit. And really, just, I don't know, maybe just being a straight up dude. Like, let's just not cheat in a paid pro series of a game. Like, fuck. I guess I'm crazy for thinking people should just be that way. I don't know. But, dog, if you've seen how the community really is in MX Simulator nowadays, you would be amazed by the shit. By how many of them act as if Rush has done nothing wrong. Act as if the shit's just all A-okay. It's insane, bro. Insanity. And it's just sad. I mean, it's getting to the point now where you can look at just about every single dude that's in Rush's little circle, and they're all doing it. Literally, all of them's doing it. Colton Mitchell's now been caught. It's just like everybody in his little circle's now getting caught doing the shit. Oh man, oh man. That's what I was saying, dog. The only way you could defend that bullshit cheating in the game is if you were doing it yourself. That's the only way you could defend the shit. Because if you were somebody that's actually racing legit, never done any of that, why would you defend somebody else cheating in the game? You wouldn't. You see what I'm saying? So it's pretty easy to point these fake dudes out. Pretty easy. But I'm good with being the meme guy of MX Simulator, whatever, like, oh, Spence, go make another road rant, right? I'm cool with all that. That's fine with me. Keep my name in your mouth, dog. Keep me relevant. Like, that's okay. Like, trust me, I got no problem with it, right? Every live stream, I'm like the biggest fucking conversation in the whole thing on the pro racing live streams. I ain't even raced in them in like 3-4 months now? And they're still sitting there mentioning me the whole time. It's like, yeah, keep on, brother. You're just helping my shit grow. Like, thank you. Thank you, dog. It's this interesting. Isn't it funny how it's like the haters feed off of me and I feed off of them as well. It's interesting how that works. Very interesting. You know, some people might wonder why, Spencer, why do you even like partake in replying to the bullshit, and why do you even, you know, get involved in it? Why do you even like, you know, talk to trolls and all that kind of stuff? Trust me, I know what they're doing. I know what you know, they're just in there to bullshit. I get it, right? But the reason why I partake in that and I address it and I talk about it is because it's like, it feeds them to then want to do it more, which then feeds me, makes my channel bigger. There's a bigger plan to all this shit, big dog. You know, you know, there's times where haters can actually become just as much of a monetary gain and a popularity gain and all that as what fans could be. I mean, seriously, like, think about the shit. Like, I probably have 500 subscribers in my channel that are literally like hater troll subscribers. They're not even real subscribers. You see what I'm saying? They're not even real actual fans. And I'm still making money off of the views they're giving me. My channel and my videos are getting bigger off of every time they go in there and comment something stupid. Right? See what I'm saying? There's levels to it. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the crap out of you real fans that, you know, you can disagree with my opinion on shit and you don't get all spaz out 5-year-old crazy and go in there and try to, you know, disrupt my stream or, you know, all the little bullshit. I appreciate you guys. I really do. But I'm just saying that shit does not get to me. I embrace it. Like, you see what I'm saying? I've learned to embrace the shit. And that's how you have to be on YouTube, especially if you're a real talker, especially if you're not politically correct. You say it like it is. You give some real-ass opinions. You got to be like that, dog. You got to look at it like it's funny, like it's just, you know, it's a whole different mindset. Boys, we got memberships. We got super chats. Appreciate all you boys tuning in. All right, so dude says, also, you keep it 100. What's your opinion on politics? So that's one of the things I try to keep out of my channel, right? Because nowadays it's like everything is politics. Literally everything has politics in it, including RF. It's insane. But it's just like, you know, but talking about real life politics, I just try to not talk about it because it's like, if you want to see that, you can see that on every damn news channel. Half of it's fake. What can you even believe? Nobody knows. But what I will say about that is I am quite shocked that some people can run for president with a certain mental state. I am a little shocked by that side of it. That's all I'm going to say about that, you know? Like, I'm kind of surprised. Kind of gets to a point where you have such evidence that somebody is not all there, and to be able to still run for president, I don't know about that one. I don't know. You've heard a lot of channels and Joe Rogan, everybody and their grandmother talking about it. I mean, this isn't some surprise, right? But that's all I'm going to say about that. And it's nothing like, you know, it's just, man, that's a big task to be president of the United States. Woo! Could you imagine all the shit behind the scenes? Oh, my word. I just think RF is like crazy and corrupt and whoo, just look at our own government, dog. Holy crap. Holy crap. I don't even want to go there, dog. I try to live in my own little bubble and act like that's, you know, I just don't even like to get into it because it gets into a whole nother deal there. Little muddy creek, little muddy creek. But yeah, that's my thing, though. It's just, I would have assumed they would have had more, you know, mental testing and cognitive test to become the president of the United States. You would just imagine, but I don't know. That's on them. So Got the Muddy Creek vibes going. But that's what I'm saying. You know, you start getting into it, and then before you know it, my whole channel would be a political channel, and I'm not trying to do that. Am not trying to do that. What's up, boys? But yeah, you know, I try to keep it as real as I possibly can, man. And, you know, I'm human at the end of the day. It's funny how a lot of these, especially when RF officials try to go in there and say shit about me, they act like I'm not even human, like I should literally be a robot that never even remotely says anything or anything ever, when literally every single one of my videos, I'm talking straight off the top of the head, like, yes, there's going to be times where I've probably said something that wasn't 1,000% accurate or whatever, you know. Yes, I'm still human at the end of the day, okay? But for the most part, most of the shit that I've said in the past has been roundabout pretty much the way it was, or the way it is, right? You know, and that's just the way with making YouTube content and stuff like that. There's going to be times I think something in my head, but whatever comes out of my mouth is not what I was thinking in my head. You see what I'm saying? There's times where I go back and watch videos, I'm like, whoa. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I was meaning to say, and a lot of times it's just one little, you know, one little word, right? But, and it's just, a lot of the things I say about RF, a lot of it is hard to, like, figure out, because obviously I'm not behind the scenes in RF. I'm not literally back, you know, seeing every little thing that's going on. So a lot of it is, you know, semi sort of speculatory or whatever, but a lot of it is I've literally seen proof of it. There's a ton of that as well. So it's kind of a combination of that shit, you know? But I love it when, you know, RF officials act like I should have been able to never have even remotely misspoke about literally anything. They take it to like a granular level, you know? Like I'm not even human. Like, what the fuck is that? But all I'm saying is, for the most part, shit's been on point in my videos. A lot of it they don't want to accept, because I'm, like, literally, you know, calling out some sturdy shit, some sturdy, like, whew. You know, I don't blame them for not wanting to accept it or admit it or whatever, but a lot of it's true, man. The majority of it's been 1,000% true. And I try my hardest to show evidence of the shit, you know? And I have shown a lot of evidence in the past, but it's just, if you've seen what I've seen, if you've been around the pro racing as long as I've been around the pro racing, you've seen it from my point of view and not from some weird, jaded RF official's point of view where they buddy with all the boys and then get put into the RF, you know, RF system. It's like a whole entire little system they have going. You know, if you've seen it from my side of the fence, you would understand the shit that I'm saying. But see, things and opinions can be kind of jaded, and the looking glass can be different depending on if you're an RF official, if you're not, if you're, you know, whatever the case may be. Yes, I do use a controller. I played MX Simulator on keyboard for I don't know, I guess like probably a month when I first got it, which was interesting. That was kind of fun. And then I got the controller shortly after, and then, you know, everything went from there. We're just cruising in this live stream, though, dog. I don't give a shit about going fast or running a fast lap time. I don't give two shits. Okay, so one dude makes an interesting point here. He says, do you think RF officials are bought and let this bullshit happen? So, well, are they? Well, the point you're trying to make, I guess, is that they're like being bought in the sense of somebody does something stupid or key shares or whatever, and then they pay RF to let them back in or something like along those lines. I don't really think that's happening. I think more of what it is RF has like created this, we're buddy with these certain people in the community, we're buddy with these people. It's a whole political twisted tornado that RF has going now, where, you know, there's so many of these dudes that should not have ever been put into RF that somehow get put in there, right? And then it just goes from there. And now that they're an RF official, now they have, it's like this weird police big man syndrome. They think as soon as they become an RF official, it's like they just control the entire game. And then you got a lot of these younger kids that just get into it and they're like, oh my God, you're an RF official? Oh my God, you're just amazing. Oh, you could never do anything wrong. Oh, wow. Like, it's so funny to see that shit. People think just because they're an RF official, that just automatically makes them like a good, reasonable, logically thinking human, or like they just know what they're doing automatically just, by default, just from being an RF official. And that is not the way the shit is, dog. They're just people. They're not even the developers of the game. They're just people, just like me and you. And you know how fucked up and, how political and weird, shady, like human nature can be. You know how power in all that can be when you get in a place of power. And being an RF official is definitely a place of power because of how much it means to do good in RF, or how much it used to mean to do good in RF. Shit doesn't even mean anything anymore, but you see what I'm saying, though? So then they've got all these kids. They're like, oh, I love you. You're an RF official. I don't care what you've ever done in the past. Just the fact that you're an RF official, I'm going to try to buddy with you. So maybe you're not as harsh on me when I, get a suspension or whatever. Or, maybe I can buddy to the point to where then I become an RF official and then I'm in the same loop. It's this whole weird ass loop system they've got going. It's insane. Like, it's just weird to me. Yeah, corruption is everywhere these days. It really is, man. Really is. And the deal with RF is it's just like it's a ever-evolving thing. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, it ain't even the same guys that used to be in there. It's not the same track makers. It's not the same officials. So you see why it's different. You see what I'm saying? And it's like they're trying to carry on the name. They still have the RF name, but it's not the same people. So how could it even be the same? That's what I'm saying. It's just such a different deal, right? Let's get on a little bit of Glen Helen. Hell yeah, brother. Well, I'm just chilling, talking, having a good time. Man, I still love that we're in a free country, though, and you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. That's still what I love about the United States, man. I hope they're trying to get rid of it. They're trying to put a damper on it, and they have done a little bit, but, And isn't it funny how RF was literally doing that exact thing to me back in 2017? We're gonna permaban you just for talking about us, just for talking about how unprofessional we were. We're gonna permaban you. We're gonna try to silence you. Think about how, oh my God, I swear to God, that's the biggest hit RF is ever gonna take right there. Tried to silence me, ban me just for talking about them. They can't get over that one. I'm sorry, but holy shit. They literally had a rule that stated, if you go in there and say whatever they deem as like too unprofessional or you can't say that, whatever, they're just going to permaban you. No matter how unprofessional they are to you or whatever, if you say something that they deem as too unprofessional, they're going to ban you. That's how it used to be. And some people get this idea of, oh, well, Spencer, don't you ban people for having a certain opinion or whatever? No, that's not how that shit works. Listen, there is a complete difference, okay, and by the way, if you just leave comments on my videos, I'm not going to ban you for that unless you're spamming. You can leave whatever the fuck comment you want to leave, and I'm not going to ban you for it unless you're doing some kind of spamming, some shit like that. I let people have their own opinions on my YouTube videos, like straight up. But when you're coming in here trying to, your one and only goal is to try to disrupt my live stream. You're trying to play it off like you're just giving an opinion, but you're not. You're trying to just go in here and stir up my live stream, disrupt my live stream, or you're trying to stir up my Discord. That's a whole different animal than, you know, RF trying to ban me for saying something that's completely different, right? Yeah, I'm all about allowing everybody to say what they want. That's why I'm not really hardcore on banning people that comment whatever on my YouTube videos. But when it comes to live streams in my Discord, I have to be more strict on the shit. I have to, or the shit just gets out of hand. Like, I don't have enough viewership on my live streams to just let anything fly, you know? I don't. When you get to the level like Dr. Disrespect, shit, there's 300 messages going past the shit like at once, so it don't even matter if somebody's trolling or whatever, but I don't give people that power, right? I don't give people the power to come into my live stream and just totally disrupt the shit just because they want that opportunity, that 5 minutes of fame. I'm not going to give somebody that kind of power. Same way in my Discord, right? But them commenting in one of my YouTube videos, fuck, who gives a fuck, right? But that's where the separation comes from right there. As long as you don't spam, and as long as you're not, your one and only goal is not to come in here and try to disrupt this shit, I'm not going to ban you. I'm not. But a lot of these people I have banned out of my live stream and shit, I know who they are. Like, I've seen them in the past. I've seen them in MX. I know what the fuck they're all about, what they're coming in here trying to do. You see what I'm saying? That's been the majority of the people that I banned up out of here. I already know what they're all about. Either they've already done that bullshit in my Discord and or whatever, right? Or I just know what they're trying to do. But that's the separation, though. Like, there's a very big difference between, you know, leaving a whatever kind of comment on a YouTube video and then going in there and trying to fuck up a small YouTuber stream or a small YouTuber's Discord. Like, that's two completely different animals, right? You're going from a freedom of speech to you're trying to fucking cause some damage. You're trying to cause some havoc. Like, two different things there. Yeah, now I'm going to ban you. That's cool how that works, isn't it? Again, you're now proving my point because you're just going to go on and on. We could sit here and have a discussion, real discussion, but you don't want that. You just want to continue to go on, and that's all you're about. I know what you're doing, big dog. I know what you're doing. All right, let's get back on the track. Well, yeah, the irony of that guy proving my exact point of why I have to ban people out of my live stream. Because if I don't, he's just going to keep going on and on. He's basically spamming is what he's doing. But not just that, he's just going to go on and on about who I have banned, why I've banned them. Dog, that's my choice. Fuck, if you don't want to watch my stream, you can bounce, big dog. Like, ain't nobody tying you down, forcing you to watch my stream. What you're trying to do is you're trying to come in here and get a reaction out of me. You're trying to come in here and stir the pot up. It's obvious. I can tell the difference in people that are trying to do that and not trying to do that. Right? You got some dudes coming in here that are just trying to, all they want to do is argue with me about a road till the sun goes down. And try to just get me to sit in here and talk about a road the whole live stream. And fuck you, Spencer. No, a road is better because it's just better, okay? And it's like talking to a wall. Like, no, I'm not going to let you just do that and spam and just keep on doing that in my stream. Like, this is not a mystery, Doug. What's up, What's up, dude? What's up, boys? Yeah, dudes act like stream moderation just doesn't exist. It's cute. Really cute. But my thing is, I just don't want to give these troll dudes, these dudes trying to, you know, disrupt it, I don't want to give them that power, because that's what they're looking for. The longer you keep them in there, the more they're getting off on it, all right? And on a YouTube video, like in the comments, just like whatever. You're not really giving them a lot of power when they go in there and comment on a fucking YouTube video. Nobody even cares, but... you know, when they come in there and they're trying to disrupt me live on my stream, that's giving them too much power. You can't do that. What's up, Gregory? What's up, dog? And that's what I was saying about some of these bigger streamers. You know, if you go type something stupid or whatever in some of these bigger live streamers chat, right? A lot of times, yeah, you're probably not going to get banned, but that's the thing. You don't have as much power in those streams because there's 500 fucking chat messages going by at one time. Nobody's even going to see what the fuck you're typing. But when it's a small streamer, see how it gives the people typing in chat more power than it would in a bigger stream. Therefore, you have to have more moderation in that kind of stream, right? So that's how it works. Try to fucking get this shit big, Austin, dog. Ooh, we're going a little fast. Sup, my dude? And it's funny because I'll come in here and ban a couple of these guys that I already know them from Sim or whatever. I already know what the fuck they're all about, right? And then people get this idea that I'm just like, you can't even like say anything or make a joke or do anything. I'm just going to ban you right away. It's not really to that extent, brother. It's not. And good God, man, I just started live streaming. You got to bear with me. Like... I'm trying to figure this shit out just like everybody else. We got the nuts out. We got the nuts out. Planers Deluxe Mixed Nuts, not sponsored, but I probably should be at this point. It's insane, bro. Washugal. My field of view is 69, dog. Oh, fuck. Dropped my nuts. Listen, I've been reading troll comments for 6 years now on YouTube videos. I know somebody's intent, okay? Do I sometimes ban somebody that might not necessarily really cause a problem ever so once in a while? Maybe. Yeah, that probably happens every so once in a while, but again, it goes back to if it's quacking like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck, dog. Kind of the same thing. A lot of times they pretty much show you how they really are very early on. It's not hard to tell. All right. Any of you boys needing some you know, having some problems on MXM or needing a little tip or something, just let me know in the chat and I'll try to help you out. Dude, there's a big ass huck right here you can hit. Oh my god. You can literally jump that shit to here. I need to try to. Let's see if we can do it. Hang on. Let's see if we can do it. Let me get some tea real quick. We'll try to hit this Big Daddy hug. Hang on. Alright, got the tea on deck. Tea is the key, brother. Always has been, always will be. Alright, let's see if we can hit this big huck. We're gonna hit a big huck, daddy. Alright. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Dude, you gotta get like perfect momentum. You gotta jump off this shit over here like perfect to be able to hit this. It's like a once in every 50 lap type situation. See if we can do it. I gotta land like on this outside to do it too. Right here. Look at this shit. You can jump that all the way. So I've got to get that perfect shift to third and fourth to be able to hit it. See if we can do it, bro. Boys, we got memberships. I appreciate you guys tuning in the live stream. We got memberships. Become a Dudeski today, okay? You know, I ain't making a ton of money off of these YouTube videos, so I appreciate all the, all the support on these streams. But, yeah, let's see what we can do here. It's like you got to get just the right amount of... Got to jump this bitch perfectly. Then you got to hit this right in this little... There's like one little pre-made rut, so I didn't even jump far enough to even pop off. You got to jump right in that little... Yeah, so to get in my Discord... And I've got a lot of people requesting to get in my Discord, but you send me a DM on Instagram at Spencer Turley, no space and no capital letters. I'll get to it at some point, but I'm prioritizing all of the members that I get in my live stream. So if you become a member and you hit me up on Insta, I literally will instantly get you in my Discord and my Dudeski role of my Discord. So that's kind of a little bit of a perk to that. What's up, TRD? What's up, dog? What's up, my Dudeski? Alright. So much fun, though, trying to hit like a big-ass jump like this. Just hard enough to where it's... Gives you a little bit of a challenge, right? It's like you've... Ooh, that thing's big daddy, dog. It's like you got to get... I think I'm going too far right. So we got a super chat message from TRD with the 3 Canadian dollars and 99 cents. Says, can you post my XR 650 on your channel? I'm gonna have to say negative on that one there, big dog. Okay, let's try to hit this shit again. What's up, MX Dawson? Hey, I appreciate that super chat though, buddy. You've been supporting me a lot. You've been probably my biggest super chat supporter through all this so far. An absolute legend. Dudeski among dudeskis, I tell you, brother. Alright. Let's try to get a big hook. Woo! If I can even get off the first jump. Yeah, dude says, money well spent. Well, that's how any of this shit is. Supporting YouTube creators, like, are you really getting a whole lot out of it? Not really. But it's kind of the jester, right? It's just, you know, you support what you like to watch, and that's why you go to certain, you know, it's why you watch certain, you know, movies and buy certain movies, and that's why you do all that. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, like, lie. Like, is, you know, buying my standard membership or, like, sending a super chat or sending me a donation is that, like, really, you know, monetarily worth your money? Not really, but that's, you know, it's the meaning behind it is what matters, right? But what I will say is the more of that I get, the more of this content I can do. I will say that. So you are sort of, yes, you might be helping in a small way with a small donation or a membership thing, but all that adds up over time to allow me to really do this shit more, right? And get better equipment and the whole 9 yards. Like, I literally bought the computer that I have right now with YouTube ad earnings. Shows like $5,000, dog. Literally, I bought it with that. So, you know, all the money I make off of this is put back in to it, you know? Okay, let's see if we can hit this jump. Shit, I need to focus here. This thing's big hossing, dog. I was hitting it on the 17FC, so maybe this... Yeah, you should definitely get MX Sim. This is 2017 Washougal. I mean, I've not, like, you know, made a crazy amount of money over, you know, doing YouTube and all that, but I've made okay, right? And I feel like my channel is right on that cusp of, especially now that I'm live streaming more, it's right on that cusp of really being able to start really getting it somewhere in that sort of sense. But you can make, I mean, and it all, here we go. Fuck, we're still coming short. You know, you can make, you make money from the time you get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube all the way up. It just depends on the views at that point, right? So I think it's like you got to have 1,000 subs and 40,000 hours of watch time to get with the YouTube partner program, and then you're making money right then and there, you know, from the AdSense. But it's all based off your views, right? So if I upload a video, it gets like, fuck, you know, whatever, 80,000 views, I'm making like $200-300 off of that one video, you know. But if I upload a video that gets like 500 views, I'm making like $1 off of that, right? So it's like, just all depends at that point. But yeah, I will get to all the shout outs to all the members in videos and future videos. I've just been like doing nothing but live streaming right now. So, but I will get to that. That's part of the perk. You know, you get a YouTube video shout out and a live stream shout out when you become a member. Let me whistle real quick. Okay. Come on, Spencer. Dude, I don't know. I'm having trouble hitting this shit now. I guess I was doing it better on the 17FC. You know, the 17FC's got a little bit longer gears, so maybe right there in that, like, 4th gear range, specifically on the FC in that specific spot, I'm getting a little more top speed, I think. But I mean, yeah, you know, there was a time, especially right there when I was making videos on that first Supercross game and YouTube just decided to really push my channel. There was a time I was making a decent penny monthly off the shit. So it's just all in the views, man. It's all in like how much YouTube is pushing your channel at that certain point in time. You know, how much your videos getting recommended. It's a lot of little, you can make a lot of money not having a super big sub count on YouTube. It just depends on the viewership you're getting, you know, and how many total videos you have out there. You know, I'm making a certain amount just off my old video content because I have so many videos. So, you know, that kind of adds into it as well. But with the live streaming, you can make a lot more off of doing that with super chats and memberships and stuff, at least at the lower end, at least at the smaller end. This is big hossing, brother. This is a bit... Ooh, we landed it. We landed her. I didn't quite get to the landing, but we did land her. It's been a while since I've thrown some whips in this game. I've been trying to do some whips on MX bikes. Been a minute. Been a little minute. Oh, you hay bell. Oh my God, how did I just live through that? That's the difference between MX Simulator Tough Blocks and MX Bikes Tough Blocks. There ain't no way in hell I would have lived through that, hitting an MX Bikes Tough Block like that. No way in hell. Absolutely no way. Been a while since... I'm getting a little confused here because I was used to riding on the Washougal on MX Bikes, which is obviously quite a bit different, but similar. So it's kind of like confused me on how fast I can go in some of these corners. Used to have this track fucking dialed, but kind of struggling here a little bit. Let me see. See if we can get the vibe going here. This is always tricky right in here. A lot of roughness on that inside. Got to hold it wide here. I like to go outside. Fuck, overjump that. I like to go outside here. 2 rut options there. Perfect different rut option lines there because they're both really even, right? This, you can hit this 4th, jump all the way to there. Those are those little lines where you can really separate yourself at the higher end. We big hoss status now, boys. Big hoss status. It's inside rut. Let me die. Why am I never playing online? Because it's fucking ass in this game now. Gotta drink some more tea, damn. That's one of the biggest things that's just not the same anymore is the random online server community. Right? All that it seems to really have now where there's actually people on it is some, whatever that newest RF track is, with some random ass road setting. And you know, you got... I don't know, a lot of times it's not even like remotely a full gate because there's like 25 servers with the same track on it. It's not like everybody goes to this one server and it's like a, you know, know a road or a good a road setting. It's always like could be insanity too high or some idiot voted a road way too high in that server. You know what I mean? So that's what's kind of killed my whole vibe on the hopping on random online servers and shit. It's just not at all what it used to be. Not at all. Alright, let's see if we can hit this. Damn, came up a little short. Not going to be able to do it. Yeah, I think I need to hit it a little more to the left. Oh! Yeah, one of you guys said in chat, you're like, you don't get on an online server if it has a road on it. I don't play the game at all with the road, period. I don't even ride in single player with the road or anything. That's how much I think the game was not made for it, and it just feels fucking so weird in the game to me. I just don't even play on it at all, period. Because every single time I do, it feels like I'm having to force myself to play a game with a system that just feels like it doesn't even belong. And I just get tired of it, riding on. And every time you start a new race, you sweep away everything that you had, and you go back to some no character, flat, smooth bullshit track. That's so annoying to me. Like, that part of it gets so annoying and mind-numbingly monotonous. And then right about the time, you know, the race is over in each little random online server, you just about get the ruts to a point where they're starting to get a little fun or whatever. But then it resets over again. It's like, shit. It's just, so that's my whole point. Like, if I was sitting around just playing on a road or riding on a road or whatever, I wouldn't even be playing this game at all. I would have gotten completely bored of it. Would have just been like, what the fuck's the point? So that's the only thing even keeping me playing this game at all is playing it like it was back before a road. That is literally the only thing that's keeping me playing this game. And there's nothing you can tell me, like, about, oh, a road's so different now. I've been hearing this bullshit for years, and I've been pro racing in it for years. I've got multiple top fives in it, in RF 450 Supercross races. I've been through it. I know how it is. Like, there's nothing, and now that JLV is saying the development on it's over, all he's going to do is optimize what's there now. He said that like 4 months ago or whatever. There's nothing you can tell me about it that's going to make me be like, oh, okay, now I'm going to go try it out. Now I'm going to go see what it's just, I'm done, bro. That's what I've been doing for the past 3 years in the game. Testing it, beta testing it. Let's see how it is. And it's just never really going to be what it needs to be or what I think it should be or what it's never going to be like that. It fundamentally couldn't ever be like that. The game engine was never even made for it. There is no cushion to the dirt. It's never going to be like that. Fundamentally, the game can never even have it like that. Right? So, whatever they do to it, it's just going to be so micro improving that it's not even going to matter to me. You see what I'm saying? It's just literally not even going to matter. Woo-wee. Get a little bounce. Oh, shit. What's my PC setup? I don't really know what you mean by that, buddy. Like, what do you want me to run through my whole, spaceship here? I don't know what you're trying to say. Okay, yeah. It'd take me like 3 years to explain everything that's on my PC. So, this is a custom PC from Origin PC, not sponsored. GeForce GTX 1080 Ti, I don't know if it's like the home edition. Fuck, I don't even know. I have an Asus, the G-Sync monitor, all that type of shit. I don't even know what one it is. Shit, dude, it's been a long time since I got all this. Like, I'm gonna put it to you this way. Like, 2 years ago, it was like one step under the best of the best you could get. So, it's still definitely relevant. Yeah, I mean, I can play anything on maximum graphics, 2K. I don't really fuck with 4K, but I can play anything maximum graphics on 2K, which is good enough for me. Dude, these ruts. Oh, man. A road just cannot replicate this feeling right here. It can't do it. No matter what setting you have it on, no matter how many riders you have, it cannot make this kind of like pre-made roughness that like works into the pre-made ruts where the ruts are big enough but they're not janky. It just can't do it. It cannot do it. Like there's just a certain level of character you can put on a track with pre-made that just cannot be recreated with the erode system in the game. It just can't. It just can't. And that's the thing. This shit's like this on lap 1. You know, you're hoping and praying when you're riding with the road on that it can even make something remotely close to this with the perfect amount of riders after you ride the certain amount of laps. And then it still can't do what this is. And you've had to sit there riding on some bullshit smooth, no character track for like 7-8 laps to even try to get it like this. And it still can't get it like this. It just can't, bro. And this, you know, a lot of these tracks, they didn't really like experiment a lot with ruts up jump faces. You know, if they were to go down like two different versions of tracks, they have like roughness like into this face right here. They don't have a whole lot of ruts going up the jump face. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is a really big point I want to make. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. Let's see right here on this jump. Okay. So pretty smooth jump face, right? So if they wanted to make a second version of this, right? Let's figure out where the fuck we're at. Got a gnat right here beside me. So if they wanted to, I think we're right here. Yeah. You know, let me show you something you can do with pre-made that a road cannot do at all. Like literally at all, period. Let me show you. So if they were going to do like 2 versions of traction shit, they could go down this road of, check this shit out. Of course, I'm doing this like really fast, like obviously, you know, with RF actually like building the track and shit, they'd be able to do this differently. So don't, you know, judge it too hard, but let me just kind of give you a rough guesstimation of what I'm talking about. Look at that shit. Obviously, that's like an extreme example, but you see what I'm saying. A road does not do that right there, period. Just doesn't make ruts going up a jump face like that. It just doesn't. It does not do that. It is not going to take a perfectly flat jump face and do that with it. So that's one of those things you can do with pre-made that a road cannot do. No. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of part of it. Okay. Do a little thunder. Ow, fuck. Just popped my finger. Kind of hurts when you pop your index finger like that. Don't worry, guys. We're not playing in third person. Sorry to disappoint. Dog, you continuing to try to explain to me whatever the fuck RF is doing nowadays on the newer track. You're just wasting your time, brother. You're wasting your time. Yeah, they're continuing to do this. Oh, let's do more pre-made. And then the next round will come out, and then they revert all their decisions and do basically no pre-made, and then go back the other direction. They've been doing this whole time. Yeah, they may have 1 or 2 tracks that have, you know, more pre-made on them, but then they just go right back to no pre-made and more road. Then they'll go back to something else. Then they'll completely change it again the next round. There's no consistency at all. And I've rode on fucking however many 6, 7 of the national rounds this year already, and it was not like that. So yeah, they might have just done it on the newest of the newest track or whatever. Dog, I couldn't give 2 shits. That's the trick RF plays on you. They make it seem like they're constantly improving, constantly changing, constantly doing something to make it better, and then they just revert back to whatever it was before. So whatever you're saying about whatever they're doing to jump faces now, We're now in the third year of this shit. The end of the third year of this shit. You're telling me it's going to take 3 years for them to start doing that? Shh. You can't even give credit to them at that point. They're taking way too long. Way too long. You know, if RF was going to do what they try to say nowadays, like they're doing, oh, we're changing our whole entire way we're doing pre-made, or we're doing it like this. Just wait, guys. We got this whole plan to do it like this. Why didn't they do that the first year or the second year? Here we are, damn near all the way through the third year of this beta test, and it's still basically the same shit. Did you not ride on the fucking Redbud 2020 track? Right after they had all that pre-made with their Southwick track, I was like, all right, RF, yeah, you're finally getting it. Hell yeah. And it's like they come out with the very next track, they revert all their decisions, go back to less pre-made, more road, smoother, less character tracks. They just reverted everything. So what makes you think they're not just going to do that again? Yeah, they'll go in there and make a halfway decent track like that 2020 Vegas Supercross track, which wasn't the actual final round. Good one, AMA. But, you know, that wasn't a bad track. I actually liked it, right? That's my point. You know, yes, there is 1 or 2 RF tracks of 2020 that are okay. They're pretty good. But when you look at it as a whole, it is a fucking disgrace. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. That's my point. Like, whereas back in these days, it was like every track was a certain level. It was a certain standard. It was a certain, you didn't have all this, oh, this track feels like it's from this year, and then the next track feels like it's from another year, and then the next track feels like it's from a completely another year. It was all coherent. It all had a similar, like, skill gap level, or like pre-made level, or whatever. Right? It wasn't this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Right? So that's the whole difference. What's up, Joe? Yes, I do actually think MX Sim would be better if we only did pre-made. It's certainly not doing good now. Have you seen the numbers? The worst Anaheim 1 turnout I have ever seen for 450 class signups this year, ever. They had like 60 people, some shit. Now they can barely even fill up a gate. They could barely fill up the gates in the last half of the Supercross series. This is so funny. You're saying, so I think MX Sim would have been better with pre-made only. Well, the numbers prove it's not even good now with a road. So what's your point? What is your point? The problem is, and I've said this in videos before, it's the fact that, yeah, they should have just kept the pre-made only, no road, but then changed after 2017, changed the way they were doing qualifying, how much time you had on the tracks, multiple different versions of tracks, only letting you qualify on it for 30 minutes before you race on it. You know, coming out with that second version of the track 5 minutes before the second moto, so nobody's seen it. So it's nowhere near as much one-lined or whatever kind of little, you know, thing you're going to say, oh, well, if we'd have just kept pre-made, it'd have been so one-lined, or oh my God, everybody would have been hitting the same thing. Oh shit. Whatever kind of little bullshit you're going to say about that. That's what I'm saying. They should have then advanced everything else they were doing around it with the qualifying and how many versions of the tracks. And they could have done, see, people get this idea in their head that, oh, if we would have never done a road, then the past 3 years would have just been exactly like it was in 17 or whatever. No. They would have advanced and improved on how they did other aspects of the game, how they did qualifying, how much time they gave you to qualify, how many different versions of the tracks. They could have, you know, did different things to make it not so one-lined other than just doing a road. They could have done so many other things. Damn, did I get you, boy? Did I get you? Oh, that sucks when that happens, doesn't it? I 100% think if they never did a road in this game and they did what I was saying in 2018 with restricting the qualifying, only giving you 30 minutes instead of multiple days, having two versions of the track, a rougher version, a smoother version for qualifying in the first moto, and then a rougher version for Moto 2 that comes out 5 minutes before Moto 2 and nobody's seen the track, okay? If they would have done all that, I promise you, you would at least have and would have had double the amount of people racing in each class over the past 3 years than what you ended up having and what you have now. You would have had at least double, maybe even more, if you'd have done that, versus all of the beta tests. See, people forget what we've went through to even get to here with the erode. Either they didn't race or something, I don't know. I can't tell you the amount of pro races over the past 3 years. So much lag, so many races they've had to redo because of erode specifically, how much they've went through trying to, different erode settings, different pre-made track settings, how many complete disaster races they've had in the past 3 years because of erode specifically, how many dud-ass races they've had, how many complete failure races. People forget that shit so easily. How much we've thrown away just beta testing this shit. It's so funny. It's like, damn, when you look at it like that, how much we've given up, it ain't even a question what is better or what they should have done. It's not even a question. I know the game would have been better off with them never doing a road and keeping solid pre-made only and going in there and changing the way they did the qualifying and having multiple versions. I know it would have been better, numbers-wise and everything. You could have went in there and had fun on the track in single player. You could have still been going back and riding on those older tracks to this day, and it would have been fun in single player or with 2 people or 5 people. You wouldn't have had to have this perfect road setting with the perfect amount of riders and all that kind of bullshit just to try to make the track that you want it to be. It would have just been that track from the start, right? It would have been all these other aspects. Okay, so dude asked, what do you like better, 2017 or 2015 tracks? So they had some cool outdoor years, like from 14 to 17. There was some good, like, 14, 15 outdoor tracks. 16 did get a little weird because they tried to kind of cramp everything down. Even in Supercross, it was a little weird. The traction was still okay. It wasn't this new, like, sand bullshit, high friction that they're doing nowadays. But they definitely did go down this more narrow vibe in 2016, which made it a little bizarre. But there was a lot of cool, 14, 15 outdoor tracks. I love some of the 14 Supercross tracks. Some of the 15 Supercross tracks were a lot of fun. And then 17 just ended up being, it's so crazy to look back on it now, but 17 ended up being the pinnacle of their pre-made design, That's what it ended up being. Yeah, there was some shittier rounds of 17 in Supercross and shit. There was some that felt a little weird, but it ain't nowhere near how it is today, right? Like, it's the opposite. So if back then, let's just say you had 2 tracks out of the year that were kind of shitty or weird or whatever, and all the other tracks felt coherent and good pre-made and solid, normal, skill gap or whatever. Well, nowadays, it's like there's only 2 tracks that feel good and solid, and every other one feels like it's from a different year, or it's completely different skill gap levels or different rhythm. It's just so all over the place now. That's the thing. So all over the place, bro. Like, I don't even know. This 2020 year of Supercross and Motocross is the most inconsistent they've ever done with their track building. Ever in the history of the game. I don't even know how you can disagree with that right there. I really don't. Every round, it feels like it's from a completely different year. Totally different year. It's crazy. All right, let's get on a different track here. Do I have any of these other outdoors? Let me look. I know I had it on my old PC. Let me look here. I don't think I have a whole lot. But let's look. Unadiller. Yeah. Little Hangtown. Just having some fun. Welcome, boys. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the live stream. Spency boy got the tea in me going back to back. And it was just, even with the lap times back in the day, it was like a whole different kind of game, right? Like, the lap times to me back in the day were so much more pure than there. Because back in the day, the track was what it was. You either could or couldn't run whatever lap time, period. There was no other variables to that. There was nothing else to that. If you couldn't run that lap time, you just weren't as fast, or you just weren't hitting a good enough line or whatever. Nowadays, Billy Bob Joe can be over here in some server with 40 people on a track, and it builds up a rut to a certain point where he can just automatically get a 4-second a lap faster lap time just because of how the road was built in that one qualifying session on that one server, and he gets a faster lap time because of it. And maybe you could only get in there on your qualifying server or one like at a different time where there wasn't 40 people or whatever, and you're not going to have that same kind of track. Everybody's on a different playing field. Everybody gets on a different qualifying server, different track, different amount of, a road depending on how many riders. There's so many more variables now. So just because you get a certain lap on this road shit in qualifying doesn't really mean a whole lot. It doesn't mean, it's not as pure as it once was, right? But I think that's the key to all of it. That's the key to making this pre-made shit not as one-lined. You have to restrict the qualifying. When you give people 4 days to qualify on shit, yeah, they're going to figure out the fastest line. Yeah, the racing's going to become one-lined when you give people 3 days to qualify in outdoors, and then they go in there and race Concies, race Moto 1. Yeah, they're going to be laser lining. This is not some, like, mystery. Oh, wow, we didn't know that would happen. What the fuck is that? Like, obviously, when you have one version of the track, give them 3 days to qualify on it, yes, it is going to get, one-lined. That's why you, instead of saying, well, shit, damn, now we have to have terrain deformation, and just not worry about it, it's got to have terrain deformation, it's got to have a road. Instead of just thinking so tunnel vision like that, why don't you think around how they're doing the qualifying, how much time they're giving you to qualify, multiple different track versions, only releasing the second moto version 5 minutes before you race on it, changing the rut placement, making it more rough, putting some ruts up jump faces. The Erode fanboys don't even want to consider that. They don't even want to think about that because that would literally kill their precious Erode. So they don't even want to acknowledge that. They want to keep acting like, oh my god, if RF was still doing the pre-made, it would be so one-lined, and it would be just like in 17. But in reality, what would have happened if they would have never done a road is they would have advanced the shit. They would have improved on the qualifying. They would have made changes. They would have made different versions. They would have tried different things. But they don't want to think like that, see? That's what I mean by that Erode fanboy tunnel vision. They can't even see anything else, right? It's kind of sad. He gone. Yeah, just go ride on the 17 tracks. If you don't believe me, just go ride on them. Yeah, it's going to feel rough at first because you're used to these bullshit, no roughness, no character tracks. It's going to be like, damn, this is pretty rough on a 17 National. Yeah, it is going to feel like that. That's called skill gap, son. That's called roughness separation. Shit don't even exist anymore. And or it's just some jankier road, not really proper roughness, right? But that's what gets a lot of these amateurs nowadays, I feel like. You know, they're so used to riding on these newer, no-character, smooth-ass tracks. They feel faster on it because you can go faster on those tracks because they're smoother, okay? Obviously, once the eroded ruts start going, then it's not as fast, but you see what I'm saying? Whereas these, first lap on it, you got to be on your A game. This roughness ain't no joke. These ruts ain't no joke from lap 1. So I feel like that kind of throws some of these amateurs off their opinion a little bit because they think, damn, this is just way too rough. I can't go as fast. Holy shit. It's like, dog, a lot of you guys don't even understand how it used to be. Like, that's the skill to it. That's what separates you. It's so annoying getting on a newer RF track where the shit is so smooth for like 8 laps. There's no skill gap on anything till you get to lap fucking 10 or whatever, or 7, depending on what the erode level's set to, right? Whereas this, you got skill gap from the first lap. You got roughness, rut, kicker, everything skill gap from the very first lap. That's the difference. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so funny because it's like a road is doing everything it can just to hope it can build what we already had with pre-made. They're changing everything in the game. JLV said he's having to change things that didn't have a problem before. Now he's having a problem trying to optimize the road, trying to make it better. You're doing everything just to try to make what you already had with pre-made. Think about how crazy that is, bro. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I get it, you know? Having a track change over time, it's a different animal. It changes it. I understand. What I'm saying, though, is when you have a game from 2007 made by one guy with no cushion to the dirt, is it really better? No, it's not, because the game wasn't even made for it. So that then puts you into multiple different track versions with pre-made, limiting the qualifying, doing all these other things so it's not so one line, doesn't feel so repetitive. There's ways to combat the issues we had back in 17. There's ways to make that shit better other than, a road only. That's all we can do is do a road, dude. That's it. That's the only thing we can do. It cracks me up, dog. Cracks me up. But it's created such a rift. It's created such a split in the community that it's like, if you're for a road, then, or let's just say you're against a road, think it shouldn't be in the game, then all the dudes that are for a road automatically think you're the most terrible person ever. They hate you. What are you talking about? You're stupid, right? And so it's just created such a split in the community. Everybody's going at everybody else's head. Now you got more politics in it. Because of it, it's made the game insane. It's made it crazy. It's literally just made the game crazy. Like, but I get it, you know? And that's the problem with taking a game from 2007 that's been around for so long, and you're continuing to try to improve it over all these years. That's why it's hard to do that, you know? Really hard to do that. Try it on a little Supercross. Change the shit up just a little bit, dogs. Do a little 17... Do a little 17... East Rutherford. I know this is a motocross live stream, but change it up a little bit. All right, we chilling. We having a good old time. A good old time. Appreciate you guys tuning into the live stream. Now we got a real cutie. He's trying so hard. Yeah, your one message didn't even go through there, smarty. I can hit this button all day long, and I'll do it all day long, so, you know. It's whatever you want to do, big dog. We can do it on the turf, boy. Giggity. Inbreed Spencer. Oh, I got him. It's crazy to think how much I mean to these people. It's insane. They would take time out of their precious life, time out of their precious day to do it. Man, I must be something if you're putting that kind of time in. Holy shit. Big ass line on this track. Whoa. I didn't even hit it, but oh my God. Really fun big line there. This, I like to sweep around the outside. Little triple, triple, triple here. Very, very few rhythms of 17 where it was just like a triple, triple, triple section. One of the few. This, check this shit out. That's the line there, boys. That's the line there, dudes and dudeskies. That's the one. That's it. Rode quite a few laps on this one, dog. Again, I embrace the hate, okay? This shit is not, I'm not one of those people this shit like gets to me or puts me down, or I embrace it. This is what fuels me, brother. Some of these dudes just don't get it. They don't get it. I've been around this shit long enough. Ain't none of that shit gets to me. You're not gonna faze me. You're not gonna offend me. What, you think you're the first guy that's ever said that to me or had that or done that? Come on, big dog. Come on now. See, the more of that I get, the more it makes me want to keep on going. Keep on doing my thing. Can't tell you the amount of nights I was sitting there thinking, damn, I'm getting a little tired, like, fuck. Like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this shit, and I think about all the haters. Like, yeah, oh yeah, I'm going to keep doing it, boy. We ain't going nowhere. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You boys have kept me going over these years. Appreciate you. Ooh, they don't like that, do they? Ooh. That doesn't sit well with the boys. That's the truth, though. Be completely honest with you, I was expecting a lot more of it now that I'm starting to live stream. Sup, Right Hook? Sup, buddy? I'm looking at chat. You know, because when you're live streaming, you're basically giving them power because, you know, you're reading your chat, whereas when I'm just doing videos, yeah, they can comment on the shit. I don't even see it. So, you know, I was expecting a lot more of this, you know, that kind of bullshit, but surprisingly, it's not been that bad. Let me pop off real quick. Yeah, boys, I'd like to have a little MX Sim live stream with like a training session on it. That'd be kind of fun. Got some ideas for that in the future. That's what I meant, though, about the, you know, they feed off of me, I feed off of them. It's I keep it going, right? I keep saying, you know, whatever, I'm gonna hit you with the work, boy, because that inspires me. When they come in there, they take time out of their day to, you know, hate on my shit. That inspires me. That makes me want to. So it's you see what I'm saying? It's I keep them going, they keep me going. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And obviously the real fans keep me going too. Don't like get it twisted, but I'm one of those kind of guys. I don't know, maybe I'm a rare breed, but I get fueled off of hate. Like, that shit is my motivator. Like, that is probably my main thing that keeps me going. Is all the dudes thinking they is going to get one over on me, or, oh, they got Spencer. Like, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. You got to be like that if you're going to be a real talker on YouTube, straight up. You can't go in there and be a real talker and then run and hide in the corner, right? You can't be like that. Yeah, YouTube's got a weird thing going where, like, in the descriptions, it's like, whatever kind of game you're playing, you can't put one in for MX Simulator. It doesn't even have one. So a lot of times I think it, like, will automatically pick one of these random arcade motocross games because MX Simulator doesn't have one. It's so stupid, but it's true. MX Bikes has one. You can type MX Simulator in, but it won't actually register it as a game on YouTube. So it's kind of shitty. All right, taking a fat piss. T's hitting good. We keeping this stream going, baby. They ain't never gonna stop the Spency boy. I'm telling you. I'm gonna have vids when I'm 70. They cannot fuck with this legacy. Sup, boys? We chilling, playing some sim. Oh shit! Been live streaming for like what, 2-3 hours? Dude, I get lost when I start playing sim. Get lost in it. Okay. They don't like that. See, it's written all on their face. Okay. Got to fill up the teacup. We'll be back at it here in just a second. Okay, let me get on a different track here. I thought I had some more of the older outdoors. I suppose not. Huh. 15 Daytona. Holy Toledo. That was a fun one. First pro race ever on that track. Made it in, by the way, to the main event. Had never raced an amateur race in my life. Never raced any organized race ever. Somehow was able to get my license and made it in the first 450 race in 15. It's crazy. Tog, the game was another level back then. All right, getting the T boys, BRB. See, they don't like it when somebody comes out here and is confident with their opinion and doesn't take bullshit. They don't like that. Because most people sugarcoat. They try to be politically correct. They try to not step on anybody's toes. That's what they want you to be. Okay? So, when you come out here and you're confident, you speak your mind, they got to call you cocky. They got to say, oh, he's so arrogant. Oh. Right? It's funny how that works. Funny how that works. What a track this was, dude. Damn. This one was actually, now going back to it, had some narrow spots on it. It's kind of interesting. Had this big fucking finish line. Let me come up short. And you know, you always have to remember, when you go back to these older tracks, you have to remember what sort of dyno was the dyno back then. You don't ever want to go back to a track that's like 4 years old on some modern dyno in the game and then try to like give opinions on how that track was with some newer dyno, because that's not even how the racing would have been on that track, right? If you're going to go back and talk opinions on these older tracks like pre 16 or whatever, you had better be on an RMZ 2011 or 2013 450 in the game, or you're getting like you're going to be getting a swayed opinion on it from what it really was on the dyno from the time, right? So that is certainly an aspect to that people need to understand for sure. Crazy. Like, I will never forget this race back in 15. You never forget stuff like that in life. That's how professional it used to be. That's how amazing it used to be. Like, it was an experience back then. I couldn't imagine some of the dudes that have had like their first pro race experience in this game, like in the past 2 or 3 years, you know, where you could have happened to get in there on one of the rounds where they had all kinds of crazy lag, or one of the rounds where they had the erode way too high, or one of the rounds where they had to completely redo qualifying or completely reschedule the race. There's been plenty of those over the past 2 and 3 years. I just couldn't imagine, one of those things being your first race experiences. It would have been crazy. Dude says, do you have any other games? Nah. MX Sim, it's the only one I got, dog. Sorry. But no, for real, on a real note, we will be doing some live streams on some different games here really soon, so be looking out for that. Gonna have a lot of fun doing that. I think I can do live streams more on like random other games better than I can do YouTube videos on random other games, right? Like, just because the nature of the way live streaming works, I feel like it's just, it's better for my channel to do live streams on random other games versus trying to do, actual YouTube videos on random, other games. So, see, there ain't no way in hell you could have hit like that right there like that with the RMZ 11. Just a few little places you could not have hit certain rhythms on these older tracks. Ooh, that was one big-ass jump back in the day. That was a Huck Daddy. That was a fatty. All right, let's get back to what we was doing here at the start. Get on a little bit of Unadiller. Wait, did we ain't rode on no Millville yet? Shit. Do a little bit of Millville. I appreciate you boys tuning in to the stream. I appreciate the support. Whether you be a hater supporting me or a real fan, it's still, You're still, you know, you're still supporting the shit. Wet Willy Wednesday. Let's get our Willy boy on here. Oh, what a legend. If I die, I'm a legend. Holy shit. What a legend, bro. Oh. Yeah, we had a little moment there. I got a little excited. Rode the Willy through the fucking tent. Like, shh. I mean, it's just Big Hot status all 2020, dog. I don't know what else to tell you. All 2020. Let's get the gas on here a little bit, eh? A little bit, eh? Hit this shit to there. Fuck, that's a big jump. That's a big daddy. Did like a 4 into those rollers. That's scary. That's a scary jump. That's a scary spot. Ooh. It's a little rough right there. Got to figure out my leaning on that specific spot again. What's up, boys? To you guys that are just tuning into the stream, I appreciate you. Holy shit. Let me look at chat and overjump the shit out of that. Oof. Any of you guys having some trouble on MX Sim, I'll help you out in the chat. Just let me know. Let me know what you got going on. Try to help you out as best I can. We straight vibing now. Straight vibing. Big ass jump right here. Brap. Oh, I jumped her a little left. It's okay. We're alive. We're alive. Fun getting back to whipping on Sim. After not for a while. Still got about, what, 15, 20 people in here. What's up, guys? We had 30 there at one point. Surprisingly, I do actually get more people in a MX bike stream than I do MX Sim. I'm actually kind of shocked by that, to be honest. Not expecting that. I mean, and I get more views on MX Bikes videos too. It's bizarre. It's kind of like MX Bikes certainly is more of a YouTube popping type game right now than Sim. Sim's kind of on the downfall when it comes to YouTube videos and YouTube content. Like, you know, unless that's literally all you do on your channel and you're like really known for that one thing or whatever, it's going to be hard to get views on fucking MX Simulator shit. It's going to be tough. Oh, young whippersnapper out here, just a little whippersnapper. But yeah, so we've been doing a crap load of live streams here recently. Probably gonna chill the vibe out on that a little bit. Go back to doing some videos here next few days, and then we'll see kind of where we want to go from there. I know a couple of you dudes did type in chat on when I'm gonna get the face cam going and the all that. I do have the green screen ordered for that, so that will be coming soon. Then we'll be getting that aspect of it popping off. Whoo, you can get, oh my god, the speed you can get going down that hill. Holy shit. How often have I been live streaming? Well, just about every day for like the past 4 or 5 days. If you go on my channel, you can go down to the past live streams that are right under my uploads, and you can see them there. They're all saved to my channel. That's a really cool feature that YouTube has, that you can kind of save them to where when you're done with the live stream, it basically becomes a video at that point. It's really cool. Love how they have that. You know, whereas a lot of Twitch streamers, I know they did have something similar to that at one point, but there's a lot of Twitch streamers, like, a lot of their streams are just gone. They're just gone into the abyss, and you either have to look on YouTube for a highlight of it or something to see it, but YouTube's got a very simple system of basically saving your live stream and making it like a video, so it's really cool. Getting it going a little faster, just a little bit. Damn, baby, all I need is a little bit, you know what I'm saying? This shit, I was jumping her a little far, yeah. That's the line there where then you can carry more speed to here. Oof, 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 oh. Getting a little saucy, getting a little wild. Okay. Starting to get used to this 60 frames per second 1080 shit on with the way I'm having to live stream this, so that's cool. Now we're getting the speed going. We're getting it going now. And then I completely die. What's up, boys? Become a Dudeski today. We got memberships, we got super chats. Hell, we got applauds on videos now. I'm like testing out a YouTube beta feature, so that's something they're trying to work on. Yeah, I'm really happy about these streams though, man. Really happy to get some members going. And what's up, Killer? What's up, brother? Actually move my phone a little bit here where I can see what the hell I'm doing. Having fun streaming though, like, dude, I was made for this. Like I said, I love streaming. Like, I'm starting to see now what this shit's all about. Like, why there was so many people going to the streaming, and it's just such a more, like, connection to your fan base, and, you know, so much more, like, getting the real version of the person, right? Getting the real character of the person. It's like, I don't know, just seems so much more genuine and real on a live stream than, like, videos. And it's fun, you know? It's fun to watch somebody doing something live versus just seeing something they've edited or whatever. This Big Daddy jump. Of course, I over jump it to Texas and a half, still land it. But yeah, I'm having a good old time, man. I'm going to do some more Warzone live streams. Going to do some more MX Bikes live streams. Going to do some MX Simulator custom track building live streams. We got a lot of shit coming. Giggity. So I'm really happy about it. One of the most interesting things about it is I'm really seeing some subscriber growth in my channel since I started doing the live streaming. That's one thing I've really kind of been like, whoa. My channel's like literally growing 3 times as fast now that I've been doing live streams than it was before. That's cool. Dude says, does it ever get awkward for you, like you don't know what to say, LOL? That's the last problem Spencer Turley has. If anything, I've, you know, say too much about something or repeat something, right? No, I don't ever have that problem with, dude, I just I have the mind for it. I have the brain type for it where I can just talk about something for days. Yeah, like, so the way I would explain MX Bikes and MX Simulator, basically, MX Bikes is better in graphics and terrain deformation, and it's got kind of a different gravitational pull, gravitational feeling to the physics, you know. But when it comes to that deep simulator, fully fleshed out motocross physics, simulator physics, MX Bikes is still not MX Simulator when it comes to that. You know what I mean? And MX Simulator's got probably, 1,000 the amount of times the amount of track content than what MX Bikes has, like custom content over all the years. MX Bikes is starting to get more, but MX Simulator definitely still has more track content, right? So that's kind of part of it as well. But I just think, once MX Bikes gets some more updates, kind of gets those physics better and polishes more and gets them more fleshed out, completed, it definitely can, it's going to have the opportunity to really compete with MX Sim. I certainly think so. When I was a boy already. Yeah. Did I say way better? Might have to rewind that a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know if I said way better, but either way. It's a more fleshed out, finished physics system. MX Simulator 100% is a more finished physics system than MX Bikes. It ain't even a question. Oh, I see. He's talking to you. Yeah. Got you. Yeah, I didn't think I said way better. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, okay. Yeah, and I just think, specifically, I feel MX Simulator, it's like more endless to the skill gap nature of it to me than MX Bikes is. You know what I mean? I put a total of 70 hours in MX Bikes, and I'm not saying I can't get faster and can't get better at the game, and I 100% can. I'm not even I get triple as fast as I am right now in MX Bikes, but I guess what I'm saying is there's supercross tracks on MX Bikes that I'm already hitting every single rhythm on the track, hitting the whoops wide ass open. You wouldn't be able to ride like that on a supercross track on MX Simulator until you at least had 300-400 hours into the game. You wouldn't be able to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's so that's the difference. It's like you can get faster in MX Bikes a lot sooner than you can MX Simulator, a lot quicker. Especially if you have any iota idea of how simulators work. I mean, you're going to be scooting on MX Bikes very quickly. Whereas MX Simulator, it is hard, especially when you start talking about 17 tracks that have a lot of pre-made ruts, a lot of pre-made, big-ass whoops and big-ass quad rhythms, all that type of shit. I mean, nowadays, they don't really have that as much on the MX Simulator tracks, but back in the day, it was hard to get to the point where you could huck those bigger quad lines on a 450 back in the 17 tracks and really hold it wide-ass open through this hardcore roughness on these 17 tracks. It's hard to do that. This is not something you learn in 100 hours or 200 hours. This shit's going to take you thousands of hours to get to this kind of level in this game, right? And I just don't feel there's definitely some, fast dudes on MX Bikes that'll be like, oh, I played it for 5,000 hours and, whatever. But I don't think it would take the average person that long to get the level in MX Bikes is how long it would take you to get to that same level on MX Simulator. You see what I'm saying? So there's not as much gap in the skill gap of it, That's kind of my opinion on it. You can take it however you want to, but I can just already tell with MX Bikes, me only having 70 some odd hours in the shit, I can just already tell. I'm hitting literal quad rhythms on supercross tracks, and there ain't no way in fucking hell you're going to do that on a true MX Simulator track with 70 hours into the game. You're just not going to be able to do it, So that's kind of creates the difference there. But MX bikes might be able to get, to that point, more of that gap to it and all that, like I'm saying, once they get the physics more fleshed out, but it's just something we'll have to wait and see. So, that'll be interesting. MX bikes to me definitely does feel like it has a bit more of a kiss of arcade feeling than MX Simulator, right? MX bikes is like you took MX Simulator's physics and then just sprinkled on some arcade feeling on top of it. That's what it feels like to me. And then, of course, a lot of MX bikes fanboys get all mad when I say that. No, I'm not trying to say MX bikes is just a arcade game or whatever the fuck. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it certainly feels more arcade-y than MX Simulator. Ain't no doubt in my mind. Like, yeah, I need to quit trying to jump all the way to that point. It gets a little insane. But, it'll be interesting to see how MX Bikes develops in the future. No doubt. Be really cool to see. We're on beta, 14 now? 14 ABCDZ. So, we'll see what happens. It's the first time ever I've actually started to sit down and, at least try to put some time into MX Bikes. So, they're definitely doing something right. I just like how it doesn't feel like as much of that weird-ass slow jackknifing feeling and shit in MX Bikes anymore. They've got, like, better stability at a slower speed, so it's, like, easier to hold it up at a slower speed. They certainly have a couple of cool things on, MX Bikes with that Beta 14 update that I think is helping it out for sure. Let's get on some more Redbud, dude. This track's got some roughness. Sub boys, tuning into the live stream. I appreciate you. We do have memberships. We do have super chats. So I appreciate all that support. And I still have my standard YouTube donations as well, which any sort of anything like that, I do shout you out in a video, so as well as the stream. So the name of the other simulator that was being made, I think you're talking about LCQ Studios game or whatever. Is that really supposed to be a simulator? I don't know, but or like simulator. They were trying to do an actual what they call simulator arcade hybrid, right? But who the hell knows when that game's going to get finished, or if it even is going to get finished? I don't even know. So that's kind of that, right? But they were going to go down some elements of like going through the whole, starting at Loretta's, and you could wreck on the bike and you'd have to walk back to the bike and like all kinds of different shit. So I don't know if that's ever actually going to happen, but no, he's not talking about MX Bikes because we were just talking about that. He was talking about a LCQ Studios game. So, yeah, I've not really been seeing a whole lot of updates on that game. I don't know. Don't know what they're up to on that. They had some cool ideas, but I know they're a small, development team. Some dudes in college, from what I heard. So, I have no idea how they're gonna do that, or if they're gonna still do that, or whatever. Especially now, 2020, you know how this bullshit is, so I don't know. But yeah, now that I've came in here and done some of these MX Simulator live streams, and I haven't in forever, we got all that road RF rant talk out of the fucking way. We had to do it, right? We had to do it. Then a couple of these streams, but I promise you that's not what all this is going to be. Kind of had to get that out of the way in these first couple streams, and we'll really start getting to some cool shit like track making and maybe doing some training live streams. Got some cool ideas for it. But I appreciate the support, and if some of you guys are not getting the notification for my live stream or whatever, I know I had one of you dudes hit me up on that. You just got to make sure you have that notification bell turned on all the way on my channel. It's like super crucial now for YouTube shit, so. But I'm also trying to figure out like a better time of day to live stream. I feel like live streaming like as middle of the day as I possibly can is certainly better. Because I know I got a lot of you fans in other countries and stuff, so I feel like that would be better, a little bit better, like for everybody as a whole. But we'll get it figured out. We're just vibing on some red bud action, 17 red bud action, the good old pre-made days. But trust me, I mean, I'm kind of about to that point where it's like, it makes simulator all the shit they're doing now in RF and a road and the whole caboodle. It's like I'm starting to get to that point where it's just like. I'm just like giving up on even wanting to talk about it anymore because it's just so, I've been saying this for so long, and so it's just like, I haven't even played Sim and for quite a while now. I haven't been making a whole lot of content on it, so I'm just kind of letting them do whatever the fuck they want to do, and you just kind of get to that point where it's just like, ugh, I've said all this for so long, they're still not really changing, they're still not really improving, so is what it is. We gon' move on to something. But I still like to come in here and play Sim on the, 17 tracks, make custom tracks, so I'll still be doing that, but yeah, I want to start trying to live stream like, 2, 3, and like maybe an hour or two earlier than I have been starting. I think that'd be a little better. But we'll see. We'll see. And then I want to get back into making some more videos, obviously. Been a few days since I've done that. But, I've been talking about doing these live streams like all of 2020. I was like, dog, I better get this shit going on these live streams. So it's kind of where all this has come from. Yeah, I don't even know what they were going to call that LCQ Studios game. I don't even know. But yeah. There's a little rut right here. You can kind of go the inside or the outside. There was a lot of lines back in these days where it was like, I mean, you could like flow in and out of one line to another line or just take the full line from all the way around the outside. There's a lot of places like that. And it just made it a lot of fun because, like, you really could, like, one lap think, oh, maybe that other one was a little bit faster. Maybe I could go in the inside rut that flows to the outside rut or just carry it all the way around. Yeah, there's quite a few spots you kind of get, a little more lasered into one line, but I mean, dude, it's just fun to come back and ride on these tracks. Like, because over the years, you kind of forget what was the fastest rut, right? Even though I pro raced in quite a few of these and even the Supercross tracks, over time, you kind of forget. And it's like you got to relearn what line's the fastest. And it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. It's right here. You can, oh my God, you can overjump that. Okay, let's see. Oof. So much skill gap right in that ruddy corner. So fast. Like, you can carry so much speed through this shit if you got some skills in this game. If you can handle actual pre-made roughness in this game, you can definitely separate yourself on this. That's what kind of annoyed me about some of those newer tracks. It's like, literally for the first 7 laps of the race, or 6 or whatever, when the track's really smooth, everybody and their grandmother is just wide open everywhere going the same speed, It's like, it's kind of hard to separate yourself away from people on a lot of those newer tracks that don't have a lot of character to them until you get, obviously, like 6, 7 laps when the road starts going. So it's a little annoying thing about it to me. Whereas this, it's like, if I'm racing against an amateur on this, I'm going to pull the fuck away from them, like on the very first lap on this, right? So it's a lot more skill gappy separating from the first lap, you know what I mean? You can throw some whips on these jumps on this track for sure. There's that one going up the hill over here that you can definitely do it on. Look at this, though. 5th tap, brother. So much fun going this fast in the game on, like, actual roughness and not just flat shit. So much fun. This is that one you can whip her. I'm trying to, like, go slow enough where I don't overjump the shit like that. That is a small jump for the amount of speed you get going to it, for sure. Oh, man. Yeah, we got some perks with the memberships. If you click on the join button, I don't think it's actually available on mobile, but it's basically like a subscribe button for Twitch, right? So that's the membership thing on YouTube. I just have it the standard $4.99, just like it would be on Twitch. You get some perks on there. You get custom emojis, and you get a cool custom badge beside your name. There's some cool things there, for sure. For sure. But you're really just helping support my shit, right? So, I think I got like 5, 6 members right now, so appreciate all them boys that have, stepped up to the plate. Woo, that's a little tough to hit that on the far inside. Shit, I need to focus there a little more. I was like, let me hit that again. Damn. Hit that on the far inside. Let me see. I usually take the middle rut just to kind of, it's a little bit of a bigger rut so I can carry more speed through it, but let's see here. I mean, you got to be on the gas from the rut to the jump face and no hesitation at all on the 450 to hit that from the inside. Perfect Larocco's Leap jump balance right there, and like distance. Perfect. Doesn't feel too small, doesn't feel janky, doesn't feel too narrow, doesn't feel... Just fucking perfect. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy when you go ride on that newer 2020 RF Redbud and then go back and ride on this 17 Redbud. It's insane, bro. Insane. Holy Toledo, Spency boy. Good Lord. Let's throw some whips. Let's do a little whip throwing. A little whip throwing action. Throw some whips over Larocco's. Throwing her nasty, boys. Thug nasty fatty. You know what it is. Yeah, I don't think I've ever live streamed this late in the night, so that's a little interesting. I can see the live viewer count kind of going down here a little bit. A lot of people probably getting ready for bed. I know school just started and shit, so it's understandable. Whew. Boys, all you boys going to school, just think in your head, one day it will be over, okay? I know it's a tough time, but I fucking hated school. But, one day it will be over. You will get free one day, I promise. Shit feels like jail at a certain point. You will get free one day, boys. Yeah, there's a couple of fun little elements to school, but for the most part, it's like, damn, I could be spending my time doing something so much better. Oh, maybe I could hit the outside and whip it a little more. I think so. We're just throwing some whips, having some fun. It's a fun aspect to MX Simulator, man. Just sitting around like this, hitting big-ass jumps, throwing big-ass whips. Yeah, brother. We're getting a look to the back now. Got to figure out... It's just funny how, like, every jump face in this game can cause the bike to do all different kinds of whips. Like... Just got to party every night. Yeah, that's pretty much how you get through school, man. I hate to break it, but that's pretty much, that's how you do it. Okay. Ooh, holy. If I die, I'm a legend. I'm sorry, but if I die, I'm a legend. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to watch that in the delayed stream here. Hang on. I gotta see that one again. God dang, Spency boy. That's alien mode level. God dang, brother. Gotta look at that one again. Probably like the biggest whip I've thrown all 2020 right there. Shit. Gotta look at this one. Hang on. I know I hit the outside right. That was a big daddy right there. That was a biggin. That was a biggin. But this is what's fun to me, though. Like, yeah, you in the Marines? Damn, dog. Shout out to you. Yo, I tell you, some of these people that have forgotten what it is to be an American need to fucking go watch Black Hawk Down a couple more times. Some of these movies, they really need to, man. I cannot even imagine what some individuals have had to go through, like, for the defense of this country. I can't even imagine it, bro. Mad respect. All right, and for all the veterans, right? Like, all of them. You got to be a special, you know. It's a whole different world over there, right? Whole different world. Yeah, I just feel like there's not enough respect given to all of that nowadays. It's kind of how I feel on that. Oof. It's a little tricky going fast through there. Whoa, I looked at chat. About hit the hay bale. About hit, and then I hit the second one. Hit the second one. All right, boys. We've been live streaming for like 3 hours. I appreciate you boys tuning in to another one. We'll be back really soon. Be live streaming again, making some more vids. We got memberships. We got super chat. Appreciate all the support. Be back soon, brothers. Later, dudes.